Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Honor and Blood with Joey C and Mikey B. We're glad everybody's here tonight. We got a great show tonight. Mike's going to be probably taking the lead on this show because Mike's got a lot of New York knowledge. And Ecstatic Mike put together a great idea for tonight. I didn't put it in the title because I wanted it to be a surprise. But basically what we're doing tonight, folks, is Mike. You want to tell them? You want to give them a little explanation?
Sure, Joey. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's called the mob, fact and fiction, and a lot of times TV shows and movies took the liberty of changing endings or adding stuff that never happened or people who never existed, and these are some of the facts. But Joe, before we get into that, how you been doing? Anything good happened to you this week or anything interesting?
Just a busy week, with the campaign stuff and my Harley trying to get my Harley straightened out since my brother-in-law kind of did me wrong and cut out and left me hanging with the bag on this one. So,
Well,
um,
Joe, what's it like campaigning though? Must be pretty crazy.
well, it's right now I'm in the stage of putting together with I don't want to overbear myself, but I'm like 3 or 4 states that I'm getting the packets together, certain signature cards that I have to get in certain states. And then you got to follow volunteers and you got to follow all the rules. There's so many rules that they just give you the material and they tell you, we're not responsible for anything that you don't know. You got to learn this and you
Wow.
don't break no federal laws, so we got to follow everything to the letter of the law. So,
Whoa. So how the campaign started already? How long?
well, I'm about a year ahead of it because I got to get signatures. I had to get on the ballot. So I got Florida alone is 145,000 signatures.
Whoa.
Arizona's 135,000. California's 200,000. So
Oh my
you got
God.
a lot, but there's states that you only need 5,000. There's a couple states you need 2,500. But the big states that you get the electoral votes because you need 270 electoral votes to win election, and there's
Well,
500 and I believe 576 electoral votes total. So you got
well,
to get 270. So you got to focus on those big states. Like Michigan's a big state, stuff like that. So Arizona.
what do you need to get on? How many do you need to get on the ballot?
Well, you have to be able to secure the ballot for at least you need at least probably to get on enough to get an election, probably 30 states. I mean, you should do all the states, but you can make it with 30 states as long as you got extra, like let's say you got 350 of you got the states covered about 350 or 400 electoral votes, and then hopefully that you do. But there's never been an independent that win, and they usually get about 1% of the vote. So it's a very big long shot. But the whole thing is we're making contacts and we're getting to meet people that maybe could get my issue, the stuff that I'm interested in helping the country with, on the table. If at best, if I get clemency in the state, I have to get clemency in the state. I already got my paperwork in for the federal pardon from.
Oh, nice.
But if I get it from the state, then I'll probably, realistically, maybe next year or after the 2020 election, and if I'm still in it, and of course, if we don't win, I'll maybe go for a local office in town here in Tampa, like for a councilman or something like that, to start out helping people in the neighborhood and stuff.
Well, Joe, it's only a long shot if you think it's a long.
That's
shot.
right. That's right. I'm confident enough that here's the way I look at it. People say you're crazy. This is fake. You can't run it. You can't run the country. Why can't I? Let me tell you something. All the presidents late that ran the country, they're all on a list of Epstein, aren't they?
Of
And
course.
they ran the country. But they're all crooks and robs, and they're on this list of going to the island. I'm not on that list. I'm the only guy on the list. So I could just run it just like them. I can run it better than Joe Biden. I can do just as good as Joe Biden did.
Of course.
So, well, what saying that I can't? I can.
People just idiots, Joe. They want to hate and think they know everything because, like,
That's
what
right.
annoyed me recently, right?
What's that?
Joe, the country is so divided, right?
It is.
So divided.
It is.
And the president's hated as much as President Lincoln probably was, maybe more. But the thing that, like, I'll give you a good example, like with the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
I'm not a huge football fan, but I like baseball, hockey, you know what I mean, right? And basketball. Okay, now with that guy Bad Bunny, right? Just a lot of people were complaining.
Right.
This isn't right. We're in America. You should be doing this in English. And there's other people who are like, diversity of the rules. Joe, what do you win in this game now? People are fighting over petty stuff. It's like, you know how bad this is, Joe? A while ago, they wanted to ban Mr. Potato Head, that toy, because they didn't want to make him non-gender. Joe, it's a fucking potato, non-gender.
I think I got to find out for the chat. Are we live on Catalano TV? Because I'm got the screen up. It's on the other channel live, but I don't see it showing up on the It's not live. Well, what? I don't know. We got a technical error here. I got to fix this. It's saying it says I'm live here.
Well, it says end broadcast, but then the minutes are going.
No, no. That means if we end it, we got 6 minutes into the show. So if I hit that button, it went in. But it's showing live on this end. But I'm not. It's not playing on the YouTube side. I don't know what the hell happened.
I'm not. I wish I could help you. I'm like, holy, I'm really
All right,
horrible.
I'm going to step out, Mike. You want to just go ahead and talk a little bit with these guys? I'll be back. I'm going to go in and go on the technical side to see why this ain't playing.
Okay,
I'll
keep
be right
going
back.
because what do you call it?
Just take the floor, Mike. Talk about whatever you got to talk about. I'll be right back.
I was going to tell you guys. I don't know how to settle things about There's two trains of thoughts about what happened at the Super Bowl. Number one, I like diversity. I think diversity is great. It really is. And then other people that don't. It's just so hard to pick a side. And I think people should just leave people alone, let people be themselves. That's the bottom line of this. And that's it. It was a pretty good week for me as well. I actually had an audition. I'm so excited for a role, recurring guest star in a miniseries that's being produced later this year. The casting people knew when they called me in. I had a self-tape audition the other day. So I think it's going to be awesome. So we'll see what happens. I just auditioned, and I leave the audition at the audition because, when you're an actor or a comic and you audition for stuff, you may not get in. It may not be your fault. It's so technical. So many reasons go into stuff. Why not? So you just got to be happy to do stuff and audition and keep yourself out there. That's the important thing. Also, on Friday, it was the first time I did anything in months. I mean, for those of you who don't know, I have a bad knee, arthritis in my knee. I've been laid up for months. I fell a couple of times, and I was in recovery with my knee. But I went out on Friday. A couple of good friends of mine, my friend Luca and his son, who I know for years, surprised me, took me to lunch. We went to this restaurant that's known now. It's on Netflix, the restaurant called Known as of the World. Hey, Joe.
You know what? There was two shows made up on the same channel, so the one didn't go live. We were live on YouTube, but they just got to the other one. So I fixed the problem, so we're good.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Testing. Can you hear me, Mike? Hello? Test. Mike, can you hear me?
Well.
Oh, shit. Now I lost my sound. The hell happened?
Hey, Joe.
Can you hear me now, Mike?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, good. Okay.
Sorry for babbling. Is everything okay?
Yeah. There were two shows created on the YouTube side, so they were all in the one that didn't go live, and then they just had to switch rooms. That's all. So
okay.
I deleted.
Everything's good, right?
Because I'm broadcasting on X now, because I became a verified member. So now I have the privilege of putting the live broadcast on X now.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So
I was just talking about that restaurant called Nana's of the World.
Oh, the one you were talking about with the lasagna?
Yeah, unbelievable. Because Joe, most Italian people in America, right? I used to square lasagna. Am I right or wrong? That's you know what I mean? Square, New York, Chicago, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? This was round like a big football.
Yeah, you were saying that's amazing, but you didn't like it though because someone
you could cut it, Joe, with your fork, right?
It was like really.
Sometimes sauces are tangy or heavy. You couldn't. Right. It was so good, and the thing is, sometimes Italian food hangs on you.
Yeah.
Right. I wasn't. I was full, not
really?
Overloaded. You know what I mean, right?
Wow. They got a place here in Tampa on Dale Maybury. They're from Northern Italy, and they cook the food like Northern Italy. And they said that most American Italians don't like the food from Northern Italy. It's way different how they cook it there. So they do it exactly like they do in Northern Italy. And you know what? It was different. The food is way different than what we're used to here.
Yeah, it's crazy because, like, you know why? Like, I asked my friend that took me to Luca, I said, how many restaurants in America cook the same way they do in Italy? You know what he said? They're very, very hard to find.
Right.
And if you do, it's going to be a mortgage payment to eat that.
Really? Said, I believe that.
Yeah, listen to this, Joe. You're going to freak when you hear this. My friend Luca has a cafe in Brooklyn. He has two of them. But he worked as a waiter for years in restaurants, right?
Right.
He worked at a restaurant there's a Italian delicacy, right? What do you call it? It's a mushroom. I forgot what you call it. Uh, Damn, my mind just blanked.
Uh,
Oh, truffles, right?
truffles. Okay, yeah, truffles. Okay,
Right. With truffles, people don't realize this. They're way deep in the ground, right? You got to like
right,
really dig for them, right?
right,
They're like hundreds and hundreds of dollars a pound. Anyway, getting back to where he worked in a restaurant that had truffles, right?
right.
Joe, they had like a plate of pasta, right? With truffle shavings, not even the whole thing, for $150 a plate. How
What?
crazy is that?
$150 a plate. Wow.
Joe, he said the pasta was not, he said a medium amount, not a lot.
Right.
And the truffles were just like shavings, and I'm like, whoa, they're out of their
It's
minds.
like probably was a la carte too. Everything was separate. Probably every individual thing you wanted was a la carte. So
I know, Joe, that's the thing. Like, you know, I mean, it's like, okay, I've been lucky enough to go to some have been lucky enough to take
sure.
me to high end restaurants. Joe, high end doesn't always mean good food.
No, that's right. That's a fact. That part is very true. It's all who the cook is. It could be a high end and then have a terrible cook. It don't mean it's going to be good.
It could be high end, it could be not. I'm
right.
like high end. Where's my food? I need a microscope to find it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Right?
Have you ever ate at Chaz Palminteri's restaurants? He owns two of them. Don't he in New York?
No, I know he has one up in Manhattan and one I think in New Rochelle, upstate.
Yeah, I think he said no Manhattan. He's got one, and he's got the one near closer to where he's at. I think.
He said if you didn't mention his name, you get free dessert. That sounds good to me, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he does get everybody gets a free dessert. That's what he said. No matter who goes in there, you just tell him that he said to make sure he gets a free dessert, and he said no other restaurant does that.
No, of course not. They're all just want the money because.
Yeah, that's pretty nice of him, and it's all homemade. The dessert's all homemade.
That's awesome because Joe, they have some great desserts. Oh man,
it's like, yeah, it's just.
I like Baba rum, but as soon as I stop drinking, I can't have it. You know?
Yeah,
right. But that Baba cupcake, right?
I love sweets so much, but I can't. I stay away from it because I don't want to get on bad habits of my eating habits. I'm doing really well.
No, because with the sugar, Joe.
Yeah.
You spike your diet. You want to become a diabetic if it's too high.
Sugar's not my best friend at all. Sugar is my worst enemy. I tell you that right now. So.
Me too. I love it, but it's
yeah, me too.
It's
hard. What do you want to jump into first, Mike? Which one? What would you like to talk about?
Okay.
What do you want? Where do you want to start? You want to start with the horse's head?
Oh yeah, can we start with the Godfather? Because
we'll start with the Godfather. Go ahead and tell them what we're going to do, Mike.
Okay, we're going to do a thing called fact and fiction about the mob, about a couple of different movies and TV, and what was real and what was added and what was bullshit, right? Okay, the first thing that freaked me out was with the horse's head that was in the producer's bed.
Yes.
That was a real horse's head.
So when they made the movie, Francis Ford Coppola wanted to get it so close to being that the real thing. That wasn't a made up wax head or nothing. He got a real horse's head from the glue factory, I believe, didn't he?
They got it from Joe. You're gonna freak when you hear this.
From the dog, the dog plant.
Local dog food company.
Yeah, because they sell horses, broken down horses to dog food. They grind them up for dog food, and they sell them to glue factories as well.
Unbelievable. They still do. You think?
Oh, I think they still do. Yeah, that's a big source where they get old broke down racehorses.
Joe, imagine doing that. The Godfather's done today.
Yeah,
people be protesting and be out of their minds. Am I right or wrong? They'd be protesting with the ASPCA and PETA. People today would be out of their minds with that today.
Look what the advocates did to the circus, the one that's were around for 50 or 60 years, about the elephants, the abuse to the elephants and all that. They made them stop using the animals, and that's why they finally bellied up after all them years. Barnum and Bailey, which was out of Sarasota, Florida. They got so many complaints and so many court cases against them with the animals they used to do. They had the circus, and they had to stop all that. And then they finally closed up a few years ago. They're done. I mean, they were in business for like close to 100 years, from what I understand. That family. So
they killed the industry with them.
Yeah, they did. They did. But
I loved the circus as a kid, Joe.
I did too.
In my life. I went for the 100th anniversary.
Yeah.
And I went for the 100. What was it? 30. I think 25th.
25th. Cool. So
it was nice, but after in '96, that's when it happened. Like you said, people complaining about the animals being mistreated, and they just like put the kibosh on it.
Yeah. Well, you remember that a lot of places had the dog tracks, the greyhounds.
Oh yeah.
They finally got all them closed. I don't know. I know at least here in Florida they shut them down. They're illegal here now. They closed them all down.
Did you ever go to one? I always wanted.
Oh
to
yeah,
see it.
that was one of my vices. I used to love the dogs. So
Joe, did they shock the dogs? Or that's bullshit.
they just starve them, and and when they're in the race, they're chasing this fake plastic rabbit. They're starved. They put them in those cages, and when the bell goes off, they think they're chasing food. They're so skinny, it's pathetic, man. They look bad.
They were greyhounds, right?
Yeah, greyhounds, yeah. They make great
Well-
pets though. A lot of when they adopt them out after their age out, I guess a lot of people that have them that took them on as, to own them said they're great pets, really great.
My cousin had an Italian greyhound, like a mini
Oh,
one.
yeah.
That's crazy because, like, Joe, the next thing I wanted to talk about with The Godfather is John Martino,
Okay.
who played Carlo, that betrayed Vito.
Oh, he played Carlo. You talk about Carlos, Connie's husband.
Oh no, I'm sorry, my mistake. He played Paulie Gatto.
The one that traded Vito in the younger years, in Vito's younger years.
Oh no, I'm sorry. He what do you call it? John Martino, my mistake.
John Martino, right?
Played Paulie Gatto, what do you call it? Who was Don Corleone's driver and chauffeur.
That's right, and he didn't show up when Salazzo shot him.
He set him up, right?
Set him up, right?
What happened was in real life, and this freaked me out. His real life uncle was Lucky Luciano.
So the guy that played the part, this is the guy that played the part, the actual part for the driver, was really Charlie Luciano's nephew. So that's a fact that no one knew about.
No, that's a fact. I never heard of it before because I researched and I'm like, that freaked me out but Joe, you know what that made me think right away?
What's that?
Lucky died in like 1962. Right?
I believe he had a heart attack. Didn't he have a heart attack?
He had a heart attack at the airport, I think, in Italy, right?
Right. When they were deporting him out of here.
And it was like 9 to 10 years later before The Godfather. Joe, what do you think of this, right? If Lucky was still alive, maybe John Martino would have had a much bigger role in the movie.
Yeah, I do know fact one is that Joe Colombo, he had to say if that movie went or not. He shut down everything until he got what he wanted. They made him take out all the words using gangster. There was no words like that used. He laid the law down, but he also became good friends with the producer and
Al Ruddy, I think.
Al Ruddy, yes. Yeah.
Well, because it's like they intertwined with each other. It's crazy because and then
Luca Brasi was also a real mobster that was in that movie.
Oh, that reminds me when you called it about Cabracci.
Yeah, Luca Brasi, yeah.
Cabracci, the character.
Yep.
Joe was based on a real guy in the mob. He was based on a mafia guy named Willie Moretti.
I know Willie Moretti wasn't Willie Moretti. He was like from the early 30s and 40s. Was he in the bootleg era? Willie Moretti?
He was definitely from an era.
Yeah.
He was a bodyguard and an enforcer for Frank Costello. It's so crazy.
Costello.
How sick is that? It's like Luca was based on a real person, right?
Right.
But what is even more ironic, Lenny Montana, who played that character,
right? Lenny, yeah,
was an enforcer for the mob in real life.
In real life, didn't he work for the Bonanno family?
Or Colombo? I think he worked
Colombo
for
family.
Colombo.
Colombo family. That's right. Yeah, Colombo.
But Joe, when you look at his face, right, you could tell Luca was no joke.
Yeah, we're gonna show that to you. Now, I don't know if I could play we're gonna get if I play anything for The Godfather. If I play the sound, I'll get a hit because they will come after me and they will strike this channel. So I think they're short clips. I want to play the one with the horse head. It's just not going to be without the sound, but they'll get the visuals because they will come after me. Paramount will come after me. So let me get that queued up here, Mike, and we're going to go in the video room and get that queued up. And let me put, I don't think it's here yet. Let me see. I got to get it be right. Let me just go here and put it here. I got it all up here. I just got to bring it into the show. But share screen. Why is it not sharing? There we go. Okay, so we're going horse's head. Where's my horse's head? Yes. If it's going to rain, yeah, cover it real quick for me. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, because I got to finish. I'll go out there and finish what I got to do later. All right, so I'm looking for my, it's right here. It's the 40 right there. It must be down here. Hang on, Mike.
Okay.
I don't understand what happened. I'm having my computer locked up here. I can't do nothing. This is crazy. I've had a week. When you asked me how my week was, I've had a lot of issues with my computer. I'm completely locked right now. I can't do nothing.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. And
I don't know what the heck happened here. I don't know. And yeah, it's like the videos going in and out for the live stream. I got to see here what the heck's going on.
I know it's weird because like when I came on here with you,
Uh-huh.
when I talked to you earlier, my computers went at 100, right?
Uh-huh.
Now it's at 70. That's still enough though. I
I'm
mean, yeah,
completely locked. I can't. It won't let me touch no button. I can't turn down no buttons on. We were off the screen. I can't do nothing. I don't know what the heck's going on here. I don't know. Something. They're definitely having technical problems here. So bear with me, people. We're sorry. I don't know. This is on. This is
that's
definitely.
okay.
This is definitely not my fault. Um,
It happened, Joe.
we have
You
definitely have enough bandwidth, and we have plenty of Wi-Fi signal. But okay, there we go. I think it's starting to come back. I don't. Oh, I lost everything now. What the hell happened? Hello. Let me put this back up here. All right. You still can hear me, Mike?
Yeah, definitely. I can hear you and see you
Okay, but
well.
I still can't do. I can't. Okay, I'm gonna have to escape. It won't even do nothing. I don't understand what the heck's going on. All right, Mike, I'm gonna have to go in and out. So just fix this problem because otherwise I'm gonna be able to do nothing here. So just go
Okay.
ahead and talk to them and tell them a little bit more about the Godfather. And I got to go in here and I basically got to reboot. I think so. I'm gonna reboot on my end real quick.
Okay,
And
no problem.
so I'll be back in about 4 minutes. Okay.
Okay, take your
All right,
time.
buddy. All right. Got to reboot.
Everybody will have. Don't worry about. We're going to be back. Joe will be back. With technical difficulties, it happens. You know what I mean? And I can't believe how ironic that was about. Well, Luca Brasi being based on a real gangster. That doesn't surprise me. They do that all the time in real movies, in real life, and of course change their names because maybe these people might still be alive and their family will sue them. So they just don't want any problems with people. But Willie Moretti was a gangster from the 30s, I think, that was based on Luca Brasi was based off him, and the guy that played him in the movie was Lenny Montana, who had been into life as a bodyguard and chauffeur. And he was also a professional wrestler for years. He did a bunch of movies, and I was like, he looked like the real deal. I mean, I was terrified of him when you seen him on screen. Lenny Montana definitely had a great presence on, in the movie. He was well casted. And that scene where he's so nervous talking to Don Corleone like that, the real guy, Lenny Montana, was so nervous about meeting Marlon Brando. He's like, big guy like that, tough guy, was super nervous about meeting Brando, which is like ironic. And he just like kept having a hard time with his lines. And Coppola, being a genius that he is, thought it would be funny. I mean, not funny, but thought it would be great to add, that into the script to make it look like, Luca was all nervous, which he really was. Perfect idea and perfect casting because I think that's what makes such a great movie. And like another part of The Godfather I enjoyed, was when they took Abe Vigoda, aka Tessio, for a ride. Okay, that ending, right? Okay, bad movies and shitty gangster movies, they would have just shot him in the car, garroted him, whatever, But you see all those guys taking him at once, taking his gun, and they pull out with him. And it was awesome how it ended. It's a brilliant ending like that because it makes you think, and you can come up with your own conclusion what happened to Tessio. You know what I mean? Don't have to show it, and it made it better not to show it. It made people think like they did this to him and did that to him. But from what I've heard over the years, in the book, they said that they took Tessio to his social club. His and they tortured him for a little bit. I think they shot him in the nuts, and they shot him a few times and questioned him. I think, and then they just put it to his head and banged him out. That's what I heard happened in the book. That's how he died, but they never showed in the movie, which I think is way better in the long run. I mean, there's a lot of good deleted scenes in The Godfather that I wish there would have been in the original, like the bodyguard that betrayed Michael when the car blew up in Sicily with Apollonia. What do you call it? This is a deleted scene. What do you call it? I think it was Fabrizio. I think that was him that betrayed Michael, and the bomb was meant for him, but poor Apollonia got blown up. And the guy that betrayed him years later, in a deleted scene, they show Michael looking at pictures of different people, different gangsters, and he points them out. And one of the people says to Michael, he's been in America for at least 10 years, maybe 15 at the time, whatever it was. And he has another name. What do you call it? The Barzini people brought him here. And he's upstate and he owns a pizzeria. That's how they, what do you call it, found him. So this deleted scene is he's walking out of his pizzeria, closing the place, starts his car, and he gets blown up by a bomb years later. But I heard there was also another scene they shot that never made it on film, that one of the gangsters shot him with a shotgun at point blank range inside his pizzeria. That's where I heard that was an ending too to it. You know, that they changed so many things, and I wish the deleted scenes would be edited. Well, they have like a long thing called the Chronicle, I think it is, where they have all deleted scenes put in, and it's some of the deleted scenes should have never been deleted, but they only had so many hours to put it in. And then there's another great deleted scene where they're going to take Paulie Gatto for a ride, the guy we were talking about earlier, Lucky Luciano's nephew in real life. When they've taken Paulie for a ride, it shows Rocco, who eventually became close to Michael, going to do his first hit with Paulie. It shows him walking into the driveway to meet Clemenza, who's working on his car. They talk about the car. He knows what's going to happen. And then they take Paulie for a ride. But there's also a scene where Clemenza tells Paulie and Rocco, wait here. He has to call Sonny and get some what's going to be going on. He actually didn't call Sonny. He went to like this nice Italian restaurant, and he's sitting there, you know, for a while. They greet him with respect. They take him to a table in the back, and he's eating like a king. And meanwhile, those two guys think that he's, you know, what do you call it, talking to Sonny. Meanwhile, he's just enjoying himself. And then that classic scene had happened, you know, leave the gun, take the cannolis. What a line that was. And that was improvised, what do you call it, by Richard Castellano, who played Clemenza. He was one of my favorite characters as well in the movie Clemenza. Richard Castellano, he died very young. He actually died in the late 80s. He was in his 50s, heart disease. Well, he's a big guy to begin with, and I guess he just didn't take care of himself the right way. He was going to be in Godfather 2, but he had discrepancies. He wanted way more money. And I think he got paid way more money than a lot of people did in the first one because he's like a working actor. He had proved himself, and the studio knew him, so they paid him more money. When he came back, he wanted more money for the second one, and he wanted to write his whole character into screenplay and take everything out and put his work in. And they gave him the kibosh, and so he wasn't in the movie. But one good thing about Clemenza's character is that he, what do you call it, for a guy who was in his line of work, he's very friendly, like to laugh, you know what I mean, easygoing, but at the same time, he's a total psychopath when he had to be. Like in that scene when he's teaching Michael how to get ready for the hit, when he's telling him, you know, about, you know, how to drop the gun, don't let anybody see your face, you know, how loud the gun's going to be. He didn't think Michael could shoot it, and it just went boom. That thing echoed in the basement, and it gave him all the rules what to do.
I'm back, Mike.
And then
Can you hear me?
that was such a great scene.
You
I
hear me?
love Clemenza. He's one of my favorite characters. He was very jovial, but
Mike?
he was also a sociopath, which made him more menacing. And hi, Joe. I can't.
Mike, do you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Now I definitely can.
Okay, good. Well, the whole system, we got a big storm coming in. I think it had something to do with the storm outside.
Oh, no. I was just going on and on about how much
got real cold out, windy outside, and it shut everything down. So I just better get everything back up here. Go ahead and continue, Mike. I'm almost done getting it fixed here. So
okay, I was going on and on about Clemenza how much I loved him.
Oh, I love Clemenza too. I thought the whole movie. I mean, I mean, it was so crafted so well, and you know, and I know that they didn't like Al Pacino. They didn't want the studio didn't
Oh
want him.
no, they hated him because
They hated him.
they wanted to use Robert Redford. That would have been so horrible.
Can now let's go take a page out of history. Can you picture right now? Sit here and picture Robert Redford playing the Michael Corleone part.
No, because he was too waspy, too all American.
This would have never worked.
You know why I think they might have wanted him? Because Michael's character is supposed to be like a
He was an American war hero that was supposed to become this ruthless mob boss
Oh,
and
yeah.
take them into the next century of being legitimate. But he as he progressed, he was this everybody thought he was some frail war hero, and that they didn't want to mix up in the business, and he evolved
why I
into
think
what
they
he was.
Redford too, because Michael went to an Ivy League college. You know, what I mean, he's a
Right.
college guy, and
Yeah.
they figured Redford looked like that type, but he's not Italian. He looked like Casper the Ghost to play that
Exactly.
role.
And it was perfect the way they coordinated. You got James Caan who plays Sonny, the hothead. You got
Oh, yeah.
Michael, who was more this little pipsqueak little starting out actor that, you know, he really didn't have much under his belt. And I think he had one movie before that he did, or some theater. But and then you got the real two big guys that were in there that had any experience were Robert Duvall and Marlon Brando.
Oh,
And
yeah.
James Caan, of course. I mean, they were, and then Robert De Niro in the second one. But I mean, but even Robert De Niro, he was just up and coming in those years.
Of course, because but the thing about Richard Castellano Clemenza, he wasn't working. He had a little more experience than those guys, so they paid him more money. But the thing is,
Correct.
but he wasn't famous either. But the thing is, what happened was with Al Pacino, like you were saying,
Right.
they were going to fire him. Who saved him?
A couple times he almost got fired, and he got saved.
Al
He got
Lettieri.
saved.
Al Lettieri to play Sollozzo saved
Right.
him. But
Yeah.
what happened, Joe, was that in real life, Sollozzo had some real gangsters in his family, his in-laws, right?
Right.
And this is how crazy this is. He took Pacino and a couple of other cast members to meet them and go to Sunday dinners. How crazy is that, right?
Right.
For Pacino to get the gist how the real mob really
That's right.
was.
That's right. He went to a person that had both mob and police, and he went to the Sunday dinners to learn how to become a mob son, and that's amazing.
It saved him. That guy saved him.
Did you know this fact?
Joe, sadly, Al Lettieri died a couple of years later. He had a heart attack.
Yeah.
He was an awesome actor. Joe, when I was a kid, Sollozzo scared the shit out of me on the screen.
Oh yeah, he was good. His character was. Do you know that they said that he would have blew up to be a big star? The guy that played the brother in The Godfather, the younger brother, the one that Michael killed.
John Cazale.
John Cazella. He was an up and coming star that he only was in like 3 or 4 major pictures. He died, didn't he? Died at a young age. They said that he would.
Joe was crazy. He was in 5 Academy Award movies.
Yes,
right?
this guy was going to be like bigger than De Niro, bigger than Pacino ever could have been.
He was good friends with Al Pacino, John Cazale, right?
Yeah.
Joe, 5
Day
major
Afternoon
movies,
they did together.
all Oscar winners, right?
Yes, right.
And sadly, he died of cancer at like 42.
Yeah, that's right. They said that every movie he did that he was in was an Oscar-winning movie. Every one.
His last movie was The Deer Hunter.
Deer Hunter. That's correct.
And Joe, he's really super sick at the time of cancer. It's horrible.
It's horrible. He's right.
Oh, one more thing about The Godfather, Joe. James Caan hated Carlo in real life.
Yes, and you could touch on that, and I got something to add to that. I don't know if you might already know this. You might be saying it, but if you don't say it, I got a fact about that one too. So
okay, he hated Gianni Russo in real life.
Everybody hated Gianni Russo, from what I understood.
I watched him. He babble. He's like, I don't know. He's a storyteller.
His claim to fame is that he was Costello's boy as a young boy, and he claims that he slept with Marilyn Monroe when he was 15 years old. He claims that Costello set him up with Marilyn Monroe. He spent the weekend with her. He was the hairdresser, and Costello found him on the street corner selling pens for $0.25 a piece and give him a $100 bill every day. And he took him under his wing. He claims that's claim to fame.
I mean, Joe, that sounds like kind of far-fetched,
He was locked in a closet he had some kind of disease, polio. Did he have polio back when he was a kid?
Or something? Yeah, definitely. But the thing is, during that fight scene, Caan went way over the top, and I wound up breaking a couple of his ribs in real life. I'm like, whoa.
I was going to tell you that. You know why that happened in real life? That beating They did. They went to James Caan and asked him in the scene to really work him over because he insulted Francis Ford Coppola's sister, who was Telly Shar, which is his sister.
Oh, she's awesome acting wise.
That's his real blood sister, and he insulted her, or he touched her, or made an advance at her. When Francis found out, he went to Jimmy Caan and told him work him over real good in that scene, and they really broke his ribs.
Well, I didn't know that because I
Yes.
picture an idiot doing something like that, thinking he's
You
like
know, James Caan was a real tough guy in real life. He was the real deal.
No, he really knew real gangsters in real life. He was friends with them.
He did. But he played it perfect, and he wasn't. I believe he's not even Italian. James Caan's not even Italian, correct?
No, he's Jewish.
That's right, Jewish. Exactly. He played a. But there's a lot of facts in there about the Godfather. So we're gonna play this. I can't play the sound, so let's go back to this. We'll start out. We're gonna show you that this was actually a real horse's head that they got from the. They went to the
local dog food company. How crazy!
The dog food company that had purchased, who was getting horses to grind up for dogs.
So people would lose their minds over that today if that happened.
Exactly. You're lying about that. They would definitely lose their minds over that. So let me get this queued up here. There we go. It's horse's head. There we go. Bam. And then we're gonna play it right down here. And here we go. So I can't put the sound on, but we could play it.
Okay.
You guys it's about 2 minutes long, so I believe it's there. It is. Let me key it up over here. And so I just have to take the sound. Because they will. Last time I played something with the Godfather, Paramount goes all over me. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, they. So here we go, just without the sound. Because guys, use your imagination. So, here we go. This is a classic scene, though.
What a beautiful house this guy had.
Yes.
So if they had that kind of money for those houses, oh yeah.
Beautiful. They did really good on the locations of scouting locations, but this is a classic scene, and this is a real horse's head. It's not a wax. It's not a made up.
Joe, and you said they didn't tell the actor it was real.
Yeah, I don't believe they let him know that, so they get the reaction out of him. I believe I read that somewhere.
That's even better. Way better.
His reaction was priceless, down to the screaming. And he made the mistake of telling Tom Hagen what his prized possession was, what he loved the most, and that was that horse. He paid $600,000 for that horse. Yeah, this is a classic. This is like Francis Ford Coppola was over the top. This guy was him and Mario Puzo were unbelievable.
Well,
and this is the fact Mario Puzo was in his last leg of being able to take care of himself and his wife because he had no more money.
That absolutely.
That's a real horse's head, people. That's a fact that a lot of people don't know. Look at his reaction. His
face is like, oh God.
That ain't acting. That's real. He really was not. They did not tell him when that scene was going to happen like that. He was
a great character too.
Yeah, he plays a lot of old movies too. I don't know if he was Italian. There was a lot of Jewish guys that played in that movie.
Oh, definitely. But the thing about him, Joe, is he was an obnoxious prick.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of more obnoxious. I mean, you know who I heard one of the most toughest people to work with in Hollywood? Frankie Vincent.
Somebody told me that. And Joe, when we talk about The Sopranos later, I have a couple of inside stories about stuff I'm going to tell you as well that I met a couple of them.
Yeah. Hang on.
Definitely. When we get to them, I'll tell you. You know what I mean?
We're definitely going to hit that. Well, no, see, I don't understand why my computer is doing it. I am not happy. Oh, here we go. I'm not happy with my computer today. I'm very upset with it. Very upset. So, yeah. So there was a lot of facts. All in all, Godfather 1 obviously was golden. They got a lot of Oscars. A lot of actors won a lot of stuff in that movie. They did Godfather 2 over in Italy. Some people prefer that movie over 1 because they did the scenes in Italy. They were on a very tight budget. The studio fought them for money. Francis was pulling his teeth. We know one of the facts is that Al Pacino was almost fired 3 or 4 different times.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because the thing is, Joe, the thing I like about the one in Italy is right.
Huh?
It sets up the whole story why Vito Corleone turned out to be who he was.
That's right. That's correct.
You know what I mean? Both his brother and father were murdered by the mob for going against him over there.
Right.
And it was so sad, Joe. His mother brought him to the local mafia guy pleading for the kid's life. Remember him saying that? He said that
Yep.
he's dimwitted. He's only 9 years old.
He's dimwitted. Yeah, Vito. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Don't kill my last son because he's done with. And he said he will grow stronger as he becomes a man.
And they come
and that
back.
was why
and
he
that
wanted
old
to
man
kill
was
him.
right. He would come back from.
He came back from him. He knew it. The old man knew it. If I let him live, he grows to be a strong man. He comes back to kill me years later.
Oh no, Joe! Because the crazy thing is how he came back from. I mean, it's like the old man was like deaf at that time. I think he said to him, "What's your name?" He just like jabbed him and like cut him. I'm like, whoa.
Yep. That's very true. Hey, Mike, we got some super chats and super tips. Let's get them out of the way, all right?
Okay.
Let me play the super chats, super tips first. Appreciate it. This is we should come on the screen here, so it would be there.
Mike, can you help our future president actually fit his shoes? Show him which lamb is good or bad, and help him beat Squiggly Miggly in the future debate.
I don't know.
Debate, that is a funny word. Thank you.
Oh,
I don't know if that was really obnoxious, John. I hadn't seen OJ around in a while, but that was him. Thanks, OJ. We appreciate that. Now, I made one every week. I've gotten a habit to make one because I enjoy Mike's comedy and Mike actually thought I was a comedian. He didn't know that I've never done comedy in my life.
No,
Mike.
I didn't know because when I first met you, because Brennan was ranting and raving about you.
Yes,
and the girl Scarlett, I think.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I wanted to bring up. A lot of people were questioning about, did Brennan give you they want to know exactly how you were allowed to do the show. And I told them that I'll let Mike tell the story, but you went to Brennan for permission, didn't you?
Yes, because here's what happened, right? When Joey, said we should do something, right? Okay, I know I like Joey a lot. I thought we had great chemistry.
But you've been friends with
Brennan over 30 years. Like
you've been friends with Brennan since 1998, correct?
93. Right?
93. So you go back a lot of years.
And the thing is, when he first heard of it, I'm thinking to myself, is he going to be pissed thinking we're trying to do him in and run him over? That's the first thing I thought. Yeah, I mean, That sounds horrible.
No, but
I thought Brennan was
loyal.
Thinking, is he trying to do us in and run me over and do something else and leave my show?
Right.
So I texted Kevin, I think a couple of days later. I said, Joey wants to do a show with me. I want to know if it's okay with you before we move any further with this thing. Because I don't want you to be mad at him or me, or like be pissed at us and hate on us.
Right.
All we want to do is do another show. Is okay. If I can do me and Joey do a show and I come back and your show, yours, absolutely okay with me.
That was great. He gave us a blessing. So there you go, people. Mike did the right thing. And if Kevin had different views on that, this show wouldn't have happened.
No, but the thing is, Joe, sometimes I have an issue with trust. I mean, this may sound bad, right?
I understand that very much.
Like when Kevin said everything's good, sometimes when people say that, it might not be good.
Right. Well, I heard it. He lately Kevin has said a lot of nice things about me, and I like Kevin Brett a lot, and I would do anything I could. I love when he calls me on his show. I think that he is the guy that is the real deal as far as the podcast. He knows how to handle his audience. He's good at what he does, and I'm just glad that I'm in his good graces. And I was glad that that fan told him to put us together to meet, and I'm glad that he signed off. So
I forgot who said it. I
forgot who it was, but I think was it Trevino?
It might have been a guy named Franco.
Well, Franco, that's right. Now I played. Like I said, I made a super tip that I made for you guys. Now, I want you to know that my part in this, I'm speaking 100% fluent Italian. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Here we go.
Lou's screaming like a guy who just stubbed his toe. Amachicazzo, Joey. You can't win. He's flailing, pointing at chart, sweating. Lou thinks he's the boss, but the world's laughing at him, not me. Sit down, old man. I got this. If confidence won.
Mike grabs the mic like a cannon. Lou, calm the fuck down. Joey ain't a loser. He's a flipping tornado in your safe little chess game. Relax, you frail. He's coming, he's swinging, and you're about to eat dust with your overpriced advice. Lou.
Porca vacca, pensate davvero che sto giocando? Sto per far saltare tutto, girare i tavoli come pazzo, e voi meglio aprire gli occhi. La storia non aspetta, io non aspetto, e quando arrivo, ragazzi, non sbaglio mai, capito? Poi ti do Sonny. Tre vaffanculo, non credete che sto scherzando? Sto per devastare tutto, scuotere tavoli, fare casino e tutti voi dovete guardare. La storia non aspetta, io non aspetto e chi si mette in mezzo, porca miseria, cade.
Oh, God.
I thought if I did that in Italian, people would appreciate it. I have no idea what I fucking said. I'll be honest with you.
That's funny because it's like, it's funny because I did a film with my friend Luca I told you about, right?
Yeah, you told me about it. Yeah.
This is like 20 years ago. He brought two guys from Italy to film it, right?
Right.
They spoke like 4 words of English each, right?
Uh-huh.
We're driving on Staten Island. They don't know Staten Island. Joe, they put the GPS in Italian.
Whoa, no kidding.
Right? I felt I went back to Italy because everything is like, yeah. I'm like, whoa, I was lost with them, right? And then I said, you know what's funny about them? I go, what kind of Italian food do you guys want? And they laughed. And Luca translated, he goes, we can eat that fucking shit anytime we want. What do you mean Italian food? We want to go to Johnny Rockets.
Johnny Rockets. That's amazing. But you said they could speak like about four words of English, and the rest was all Italian. That's amazing.
Luca was my translator, right? He said they don't want to get Italian food. He goes, we're tired of it. He goes, take us to Johnny Rockets. So we went for burgers. How crazy is that?
Yeah, that's funny, man. That's pretty cool. That's I tell you, I could sit here probably for hours, you and I, and just swap different stories and history.
Oh, definitely.
There's just so many things I miss. A lot of people ask me, do I miss Chicago? And of course I do. That's my where I'm from. But I left there when I was 34. I've been in Florida now, believe it or not, 26 years.
Well,
and I spent 34 years. So I don't know. Am I an official Floridian now? I got 26 years here and 34 years home in Illinois.
Well, let me ask you something, Joe. Right? I've been to both states. Right? I went to Chicago back in 2001 for the festival.
Uh-huh.
I was there.
Yeah, you told me that. I remember you told me that.
I liked it a lot. I had a good time. I went to Florida once with Artie Lang to Miami. Right?
Okay.
It was super hot.
That had to be fun. Be fun.
Yeah, but what freaked me out? When we went to Miami, Joe, I couldn't believe the money over there. I seen like Lamborghinis, like they were nothing over there. Like Lamborghinis, all like high-end cars. Artie was like in a $8,000 a night hotel. It blew my mind.
No kidding. How was Artie? What kind of person was Artie?
Artie's he's really got a good soul, right? He's a funny guy. He got a heart of gold. And I feel sorry for him because of his we all have demons. I know you're in recovery, so am I.
Yeah.
And it's tough when you are, you know what I mean? But one thing I'll say about recovery is, Joe, right? I never blame anybody else for what happened to me.
That's right. You can't.
Because I put myself there.
That's right.
Sometimes people are ready to point fingers at people in recovery. They did this. My child. No, we made that choice ourselves to do that.
That's right. I say it every day.
Right?
That's right.
We could have said no.
That's right. That's another thing I admire about you, Mike, because you understand that. I can't sit here and why would a lot of people do that? Put the blame. Oh, if I didn't do this, if this person did this for me. No. You became an alcoholic. You became a drug addict. You became a degenerate gambler. Whatever. We choose to make our choices as a person. So I don't blame nobody. Now, the newest thing on me is now everybody said that I filed false paperwork with the government. I'm going to jail. That I filed to run for the president as my grandfather. My grandfather's been dead for 46 years.
Well,
do you understand that? And now these idiots are saying that there's no filing of me, as Joseph said, which is absurd because you could go to the FEC, anybody could, and pull me up, and it's Joseph Samuel Calendar. These trolls won't stop until they get a rise or until they lie and they tear you down. It's sickening.
Joe, speaking of trolls, we have any super chats?
We got the super chats coming in right now, Mike. You get ready to read them. Here we go.
You want to read them? You want to read them, Joe?
Go ahead, Mike. This is from you. Want to take it? I'll read it.
Mike, blink twice. You're being held hostage by Mrs. Sig. No, there's no need to blink. We're perfectly good, but thanks for asking.
Thank you for the $5, Zen's daughter. Thank you. We got another one coming in from Timothy Slapjaw Smallwood. This says $1.99. Joseph, is that Bobby Rick Sigliano? I enjoy him.
I don't
you remember Bobby? You ever see the movie Made? with the movie made?
No,
It was made in New York. It was with what's his name, John Favreau. What's his name, Favreau? And
I'm not sure. I gotta watch this, Timothy. Thanks for asking.
his character was Bobby Ricigliano, and the other guy, I forgot his name. What's the other, the tall actor that's this guy comes into the scene, and he was a gay guy, and he goes, "Excuse me, what's your name?" He goes, "Bobby Ricigliano." And then he goes to the real Bobby, and he goes, "Well, is everybody's name Bobby Ricigliano here?" And he hit him with his little foo-foo. He goes, "Don't you hit me with that thing."
Oh, that's funny. I gotta
Classic
watch
scene.
this now. Thanks. I'm curious.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It was made by a small budget movie made. This is from John's Coke Jaw, $1.09. This is for you, Mike. Go ahead.
Mom, you're cooking. Mike, your mom's cooking's really great. Tell her hi. I definitely will, and we'll send you a pasta bazool.
Pasta Vazul. That's what we get. That's what we got in Super Chat.
Or pasta bajoli. How does
Pasta
I don't know
Vazoli,
how to
yeah.
say it, Joe, right?
Yeah. Did you ever have it when you were a kid? Did your grandmother or anybody make the real small little noodles that are real round? They make it a little bit of soup, an Italian soup.
Oh, maybe because
I can't remember the name of it. It was good. My grandma would make it. She would make it, and she made it into a soup. And it was the noodles were like little round balls.
No, I wish I had that now because
Oh my God, it was so good.
Do you have something called jumbort?
Jumbort?
It was like mixed vegetables and meat.
No, I never heard that.
It was fried. So you know what it is, Joe? There's so many regional dishes from Italy and Sicily because
absolutely. We're the king of fried food.
A lot of things they had.
Yeah.
Because they had no money here, they threw all ingredients together into one big mishmash.
Yeah.
But it was tasty though.
Yeah.
They made the best food ever.
Yeah, I miss that most because that's one thing about Italian houses. When you got everybody still alive, the grandmother, the great grandmother, and you got the Sunday dinners without fail. Everybody's got to be at Sunday dinner. No, there's no excuses. You got to be there.
Oh,
and everybody's talking Italian. They don't want the kids to hear, so they're talking. They don't want you to know what they're saying. They're arguing.
Of course, because Joe, and you'll be murdered on the spot if you don't.
They take the wooden spoon. They used to whack my hands with the wooden spoon, man.
Joe, and you know what? You want to hear something funny about going out with food and stuff? Like 20 years ago, Sal, my good friend Sal from the Howard Stern Show, had a.
Yeah, your buddy. You told me you're real good friends with Sal Gavinelli.
He's a great friend for years, right? He invited me to his house for New Year's Eve, right? Joe, they had a huge banquet full of food, right? So I wasn't hungry at the time. He said, "Don't you dare tell my mom you're not hungry." He goes, "You'll be fucking murdered on the spot."
Now, is his parents? Did they really speak broken English? His father?
Definitely. Well, no, they speak well.
They do, but he still had a little bit of broken English.
They speak really well, right?
Yeah.
They've been here for years. You could hear a little bit of an accent, not a lot. You know what I mean, right? Because some people, you know what's crazy, Joe? Some people here forever, and they never lose their accent.
No, that's right. That's right. I got that Chicago accent. I've been here 26 years. They say they could tell that I'm not from here because I got that deep Chicago voice.
Oh, I was going to ask you quick, Joe, right? How was, like you said, I only went to Florida once in Chicago. How was it to make the adjustment from Chicago to Florida?
Well, of course, the culture is it's a culture shock first of all from Chicago to go into, because most of Florida is very hickish, outside of Miami, which is all Latinos now today, and it's been since the 80s. Tampa is okay, but when you get down to Ocala, Tallahassee, and start going north, it's very hickish, very small knit communities, the same sheriffs, the same politicians,
Joe,
same
I heard
judges.
like in certain parts of Florida,
and they don't like us.
They still have Confederate flags over there.
They do. They drive trucks with the flags, the shotgun. They don't like Yankees down here. The rednecks down here don't like Yankees. The people that are from here, they don't like us coming here saying we're from here because they don't call them. See, there's a difference. In Florida, they're not called hillbillies; they're called rednecks.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They're definitely rednecks, So, and then of course, there's some of the southern states like Mississippi and Tennessee, they're called hillbillies, So,
definitely like Arkansas, Alabama.
Like Elvis Presley was considered a hillbilly, not a redneck.
Definitely, because Joe, you want to read some more chat? I love reading in chat.
Yeah, we got another one just came in. Let's read
definitely, you want to read this one?
Yeah, it's for both of us, Mike. It's from Bo Bearden, who is a good friend of the show. He's a very loyal person that likes to watch our show.
Thank you, Bo, so much for your support.
Bo's a great guy.
Really nice.
He said, "Good egg, Joey and Mike. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you,
kind words. Thank you very much." Thank you very much. Okay, let's see. Someone else said this. I think we got another one here. Did I read this one already? No, this is another one, Mike. Here you go. Read this one, Mike.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I forgot to post a link in the chat. Okay. That's just
Thank you. Thank you for letting us know.
Thank you. I'm going to do that right now. He said I don't have the link up in the chat. Maybe because it went away when we went down. Let me see what he's talking about.
I know there's so much technical stuff to do with this. It's like,
well, I had it all done. I worked on it last night and today, and I tried to get everything done. But like I said, it got shifted. The weather. There's supposed to be a big storm coming in. I don't know.
Oh God, be careful. Because
and I think it's definitely messing with the internet because it's something's not right here with this internet. You know,
it's crazy, Joe. Like how different parts of the country, like Florida has hurricanes, LA has earthquakes. Right?
Yes.
I mean, like when Hurricane Sandy happened here, that freaked us out.
Yes. Well,
and we had an earthquake in New York a while, but it was really nothing to worry about. But I mean,
there's been some pretty horrendous over the years down here since I've been here. The 26 years I hear, there's been some big hurricanes that come through and tore up
and they're
Miami.
Scary too. I'm like, holy crap!
It is. It's very scary. Irma was the one that we got in trouble for, and that hit almost the whole state of Florida. There was 37 of counties were in the state of emergency. That was a pretty big one.
We never had a really bad hurricane in Staten Island. When Sandy happened, we were stuck in a house for days. You couldn't get out.
But you guys got the capacity to along that shore to get those hurricanes to come through there. There's been a couple that have tore up New York, haven't there?
You know what's really crazy, Joe? We were stuck, right, for like a week at least. And I was pissed. You know what I said to my mom? And she argued with me. I go, if this was the 1940s, giant Irish firemen have been smashing doors down with axes, grabbing kids in rowboats.
You know, Mike, something's done right here. Someone's saying the link ain't there because I don't see something happened here. I don't know how the super chats are coming in because there's no monetization here. I don't know what the hell's going on here, man. I'm on the right. It's like I don't see my monetization. There's no money button there, nothing. Oh, there it is. Okay, there it is. It came back. It was gone. It disappeared for a minute. So maybe it's because the computer's lagging. It took away all the buttons from the bottom. Now I could.
Joe, is your computer new?
No, but no. That computer's not new. My good one that I got that I paid some good money for it broke down. I had to take it to the shop. So I'm using my older computer, but it's really not that old. It's just it's. I think I got too much. I got to clean it out. I got way too many files in here.
I used to have an Apple desktop, and I loved that.
Here we go, guys. What type Apple you had? You said?
Well, I used to have an Apple desktop. I love that. Right now, I got an iPad, but this works well enough for this because
that's what you're using now for the show, right? The iPad?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And you because that's what you used the first show, right? 2 weeks ago. And, yeah. But I did hear this. I asked my friend. I asked my other partner Lou, and he told me that you definitely can use the iPhone for EVMux. It'll play real good. So if you ever have to use your phone, he said it will work with the iPhone.
I'll try it next week because the thing is, you know what I like about this show too, like I love doing Kevin's show, but this is a little more laid back. Like.
Well, it's your baby because you get to talk about your things that you experience, your life, people that you know.
Not only that, but the super chatters can be brutal with him. The battle with him.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get some of them. I get some brutal ones, Mike. I don't have I got a lot of haters. So
Joe, I got a good line for you and me. If somebody bothers us, we can say, "You're not even human. You know what you are." What do you call it? The flies that swarm around dog shit.
Well, I like when they start getting you going, you get ramped up. You make some of the greatest comebacks to them, man. I love the way you do it.
Joe,
man.
you know what's funny? When I get angry, that half guinea, half Mick comes out.
I know, but I noticed one thing about you when they get you going, like on Private Brennan, you right away you call everybody Ray. You go Ray, and then you start laying into them. Because I noticed that they like that.
Joe, it's a blessing and a curse. Both those Harridages are super hot-headed people.
Yeah, I know. I know. This is great. So I'm going to show a scene. I don't listen. The worst they can do is just tell me that I got to take this out of the. So that I don't think this is the scene. One last scene I want to show in the Godfather. This is when Lou Cabrazzi went to go thank Don Corleone for inviting him to the daughter's wedding. I thought this was a classic scene, so I want to play this one. and then you could talk about Lenny, the real actor that was actually
Definitely, I told you about him earlier but I'd like to talk about Goodfellas next.
Yeah, we'll do Goodfellas next. We're going to show this, and then we're going to go into Goodfellas. Like I said, I got to be very careful with these movies because they will. I did it once before, and let me tell you something. I had 13.
Well, because I got a couple of inside things I knew about Goodfellas. Some people I know. You're going to freak when you hear one of them.
Yeah, I know there was a lot of facts in that one that were very interesting. So let me see if we can play this here. Let me go over here now, and then it should come right up here. There it is. Okay, so now I'm gonna play it. I don't know how it shouldn't be that long, but I'm probably gonna get definitely something on it, but I'll take it out. I'll just take it out. So let's play this. I'm gonna put the volume. Maybe they might. It's only a minute long. I might be all right. Here it is.
Is this necessary?
He didn't expect to be invited to the wedding, so he wanted to thank you.
Don Corleone, I am honored and grateful that you have invited me to your daughter's wedding. On the day of your daughter's wedding. And I hope that their first child be a masculine child. I pledge my ever-ending loyalty for your daughter's bridal purse.
Thank you, Luca. My most valued friend.
Don Corleone, I'm going to leave you now because I know you are busy.
Thank you.
And that was a classic scene.
Well, you know what's classic about that, Joe? I heard in real life, Lenny Montana was a real tough guy. There's no doubt about that in real life. But he was so nervous to meet Marlon Brando. How crazy is that?
Yeah, well, now Marlon Brando, he was a little whack job in real life, wasn't he?
Oh, he definitely had a lot of crazy things about him. Because
And he was was he kind of like into young men?
he might have been. I don't know, but he was a psychopath in certain things because, you know what I heard? But he's a brilliant actor. You know what I heard years ago when I took an acting class?
Uh-huh.
Okay. When Brando was a brand new actor, he went to, a place downtown, right? I forgot that. I'm trying to remember the name. What was teaching him, Uta Hagen. She was like famous, right? They taught a lot of, people from that era, acting-wise. What do you call it? And anyway, there was a scene, right? They said, okay, she said to all the students, you're all chickens and a nuclear holocaust has happened, right? So they're all going like this, squawking like chickens. Bug, 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 bug. Brando's just sitting there looking around, right?
Yeah, I heard he was a perfectionist at his craft. I mean,
listen to this. Why? Joe, you're going to freak, right?
Uh-huh.
And Uda said to him, why are you sitting there? He goes, well, because a real chicken wouldn't know what a nuclear holocaust was.
Right.
How brilliant is that?
That's pretty brilliant. I mean,
that's what made him who he was.
Yeah, it's
Think about that. Everybody else going like this, buck, 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 and he's just sitting there like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's a classic. I think we got another one here coming in, Mike. Let me.
Okay.
Let's see. Of course, it's an insult to me. Joey, shut your mouth when Mike talks.
Oh, listen.
Got it, boy? Mustafa. Okay, yes,
please
sir.
Please don't
Mustafa.
tell anybody to shut up. We'll try to be polite with you. If not, we're going to have to let you have it.
Yeah, I will do work. I will do my best not to cut Mike off.
No. It's fine. Joey, we're both the team. Please don't try to correct anybody, but we appreciate you.
We appreciate that.
Feedback.
Yes, we do. Mike and I, we want to be very natural and just be us. We don't want to. We want to relax. We're Mike and I got a lot in common.
Definitely.
We know each other for a long time. There's so many things we do that we're identical. And he's from New York and I'm from Chicago. I really enjoy Mike's company.
You know what it is with us. I have Italian blood. You totally have fully Italian blood.
Yes.
What do you call? We're around the same age group.
That's right. You're about 4 years older than me, I believe, Mike.
And we're both in recovery, so that's a lot of things.
Right. That's correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got just I went back and I watched some of your earlier stuff. I was watching the Kevin's roast that back in '90. I think you guys did it in '98. a roast you did on Kevin back
Oh,
in
that
90?
was a couple of, like 6, 7 years ago. It was fun.
Yeah,
because-
yeah. I saw
but-
that one. You know, Kevin is you watch some of his older stuff, he was a power force the way he projected himself. He walked in a room, he was there, you know what I'm saying?
The thing I like about him is he'll tell you fuck off,
Yeah, he ain't afraid to.
right? But the thing is, sadly, in this business, everybody's a pussy and afraid to tell people fuck off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody walks in eggshells or they're cutthroats, kisser. He'll tell you, hey man, that's it.
Yeah.
That's why I like him and I like you, because I know I would stand with you guys.
Yeah,
Other people in this will put a knife in our back and
yeah,
turn it.
I get that a lot, and I feel comfortable with you because I know that you're not. There's no nonsense. You're not looking to hurt anybody or
No.
come here because you. I've had people that try to get on my show and they try to porn bomb me and do crazy.
Of
I got
course.
this guy that I worked with. I did it with this other Catalan Network guy. I really started to like the guy, and then I don't know what happened, man. He just is. I'm not. I really can't say. I'm not gonna say nothing bad about the guy. I like the guy. I just wish I'm disappointed in the way that I wish we could have still worked together and we could have got through it. But I agree with him. Sometimes I'm unreasonable when it comes to business or I'm a hothead, but he's got to understand I've got valid reason to be a hothead with the way people come at me and my family. So, it's not pleasant. And I try to be a better person, but yes, I'm very violent and I'm very I snap very easy. Not as much as I used to, but I'm tired of listening to all that crap. I'm tired of people just going one-sided. It's all the same people that do it, and they don't stop. So
Well, that's why I'll put it this way, right? Like I'm trying more or less not put my family's life and mine out there
Right,
as much as I used to.
right.
Like an Artie's show was all out there, and it gave people a reason to hate on me and heckle me, right?
Yeah, I followed Artie when he was really, really deep into his addiction, when he was getting in trouble, went to jail a little bit.
God, yeah.
Yeah, and I really felt bad for him because I understood. I see when that jail cell closed for him that night, the first night he went in there, I felt exactly what he went through because I know what it's like. You got nobody. Your whole life, they close that door and you feel like this is it. You're rock bottom now.
Well, let me ask you, Joe. Right? I hope I don't, bring anything
No,
bad.
Mike, you could ask anything.
What do you call
want.
it? Okay, the minute people get in there, right?
Yeah.
Are people terrified of being killed in there?
Well, county jail, prison and county jail are definitely, I would say, whole different ball games. One's night and one day. County jail, people got a chance of not going to prison, so they tend to be a lot more nicer in the county jail. But the gangbangers in county jail that know they're going to be going away to prison, they've already been through the system and stuff. There's a lot of extortion that goes on certain.
Oh, okay.
Like for instance, anybody what they call in the prison in the county prison system a chomo, which is a guy that likes children, hurts children. They call them chomos in most county jail. They usually beat them guys up and take all their lunch. They take their breakfast, they take their dinner, and they don't let them have their trays.
Joe, they killed them too, I'm sure, right?
They're taking their as soon as they come through the door with their commissary after the guards distribute, they're taking their commissary. It goes to them. And they have to pay for protection or they get beat up. The only thing they allow the deck I was on in Marion County, there was like eight chomos on our deck. Every one of them, there was a gang leader in there for the disciples, and he took their breakfast trays and their dinner trays, and he let them eat lunch, which is the crappiest one. And they had no say in it. And I watched them tune up a few of them in the back. I mean, he gets a couple of those gangbangers, the younger guys, hold them guys up, and they beat them up pretty bad. And
Wow.
and what they do by taking their trays is he turns 10 trays. He was getting, man, oh man, this guy was hustling so good in the morning. He would have 30, 40 trays. He would start out with 15 trays. He would turn those 15 trays into 30 trays. He would
Oh, God.
take certain foods off of each tray to make other trays, and he would sell them. He would trade you would have to trade for a breakfast, two dinners to get a breakfast tray if you want an extra.
Oh,
tray.
Lord.
Now dinner time comes around. He sends his guys around to take the dinner trays for these guys, and it's like a racket. And these guys get behind. I mean, it's the same as money in there. And in the prison, the golden thing in prison is U.S. stamps. The U.S. postal stamps is if the guy that has the most postage stamps is the guy that's the kingpin.
Well,
because if you got stacks of books of postal stamps, it's gold in there. The guy with the most stacks of books, because they would trade stamps for commissary, for drugs, whatever they would do. And the guy with the most stamps was the king. He was the king.
Joe,
Stamps.
what in prison itself, right?
Yeah.
The mafia people still have a lot of power in there. You think it's not like it
Well,
used to be?
I do know that back in the day, according to history, some of those wise guys did live that movie life, but not as dramatic as they say. But they did have a lot of pull back in the 70s and 60s in the prison where
They had a lot of
did,
privileges, right?
They did have privileges, and they did, but it wasn't like it is in the movies. I did hear though that back in Al Capone's day and Benny Siegel's day, that was legit. That they had exactly what they had: a phone in the cell,
like Al Capone had his
dinner
own
served
barber.
from the outside coming to them. Yeah, that era was legit. Those guys had that really down to a science. Now the guys from the 60s and 70s, yeah, they controlled a lot of stuff, and they cooked, and they had a lot of privileges, but not so dramatic as today. No, I could say today, no, nothing like that. I mean, they call all the camps club fed. They ain't so much club fed anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
They
but
do.
just
They
like-
did used to have them on golf courses. They used to have them on, the stuff. The camps were at different places. They've closed a lot of camps. A lot of camps. Most camps didn't have fences, but guys would when they didn't have fences, guys could just walk out. They didn't lock the doors of the camps, so they could just walk
Well-
out to the road and leave anytime they want, and then they escape. So in Miami, they had a high risk of people leaving all the time. So they put fences around the camp. It was the first one they get fenced up, which they technically they can't lock the doors. We weren't locked in at night. The doors were open in and out because a camp, you're considered partially out custody. You understand? You can't go just leave on your own, but it's the way they got it set up in the prison system is that they couldn't, unless it was a lockdown, unless it was an emergency, unless it was for safety, they would lock the doors. Otherwise, the doors, anybody could walk in. And now, the camp is where a lot of shit goes on. You wouldn't believe it. You get away with so much stuff, but there's more rules and restrictions in camp. When you get a privilege to go to a camp, you got a lot more rules. So if you break a rule and you break something bad and get caught, let's say if you get caught with a lot of contraband like drugs, well, if you got the sentence and they put you in a camp right off the rip, and you mess that up, then you're going to be going what they call on Con Air. The feds are notorious for taking midnight flights with guys that want to be wise asses in there and taking them on what they call in Con Air and taking them all around the United States and dumping them in prisons for a couple of days. They'll go if you're in Florida, they'll take you all the way to California away from your family, and you go on the midnight flight on Con Air, and they take you there. And they put you in the worst one to get you so you get beat up. They'll take you to Atlanta. Atlanta's real bad. California's bad. So they do that. They're notorious for that. You fuck with the feds in there, they will take you on nightly midnight flights all over the place every day. They'll change you all over, put you in the worst of the worst to make sure that, and they make sure they tell the guys ahead of time, the hardcore guys, this guy's a wise ass, tune them up a little bit. They do that. That's what they do.
Joe, I heard a myth, and I heard this is recently a myth. When somebody goes to prison or somebody messes with them,
Yeah.
the myth was knock the biggest guy out and almost murder him.
Well, that's not a myth. Let me tell you something.
Oh, really?
It's almost guaranteed within the first 24 hours, you're going to get sized up. That's standard in any prison, state, federal. They're always looking to size you up. They want to see what you're about.
Someone said if you go after them, they're going to come back for you.
Best thing that you could do is never run, cry, or not fight somebody. Whether you know that if the guy's a monster and you know he's gonna possibly kill you or put you in intensive care for 6 months, you got to fight. You have to stand there and you got to fight. You have to. Win or lose, you got to fight.
Be respected for sure, right?
But the rule of thumb is, when you walk in there first day and you got a lot of guys coming at you for whatever reason, if they just don't like the way you look, or maybe they don't like your charges, your best bet, if you go crack the biggest guy in the head as fast as you can, you're probably not going to get messed with. That they say to do that. They say that in the county jail, guys would take they stopped with the metal trays. They used to have the metal trays they serve. And let me tell you, you get slapped in the back of the head with a metal tray when you're not expecting it, it can do some damage. But now they got these really hard case plastic ones that are worse than the metal ones. They're real thick. And let me tell you something. I've watched a couple guys just to get out of the deck because they were there before and they owed somebody some money. They're afraid of gangs. They would just get one of those trays and take the most innocent guy in line in the food line. And this poor guy is not bothering nobody, and he gets cracked in the back of the head with the tray. And the guy's doing that to get get off that deck because he's scared. So that's very common. And he'll pick the guy that is no troublemaker and nobody wants to bother. And he'll go up there and crack him in the head with a tray. and then just keep hitting them until the guy knocks out, and then guards come and they all tackle him. And that's the one thing in the county jail. The guards will jump you 10, 12 guards at a time. They come at you. When you fuck up in there and you hit a guard, you got 12, 20 guards will be there that quick.
Oh, that's for her, Joe. If you take a poke at a guard and hit one and hurt them,
they'll put you down. And in the prison, the guards, if you betray the guards to fuck them over, they go to the prisoners and they pay them cigarettes, give them special treatments to beat up. They'll have you beat up in there. They'll even have you killed in there. I mean, the guards have been known to have prisoners killed. So it's how you carry yourself, Mike. You can't be a pussy, but you can't be cocky. You can't go there disrespectful, but you can't let them disrespect you. You got to be. If you accidentally bump into a guy, excuse me, hey, brother, I'm sorry. You show respect. You never sit in someone's seat. Mostly in the chow hall, tables are assigned. It's very segregated. Blacks stay with the blacks. White supremacists stay with the white supremacists. The Puerto Ricans stay with the Puerto Ricans. The Italian. That's all very true. In prison, the segregation is very true. You stick with your own kind, and usually the tables, everybody's got a table, a section. And the same, you sit at the same seat, like the head guy who's ever the head for the white supremacist. That's it. You never go to another table and sit in someone's seat. Never walk into somebody's cell and sit on the end of their bed without permission. Never, ever enter someone's cell. And then if you do, by God, don't be putting your ass where his head lays. Because I'm telling you right now, that's a quick way to get shanked and killed. They will kill you in there for some of the dumbest things. But that's how they live and survive. Is their rules are different than the streets. You can't be a pussy. You can't. If you show them fear, if they smell, and they're good at it, these guys
like a shock.
If they even see any fear in you, you're done. You got no chance of you're going to be harassed until you either shank somebody, and you might have to kill somebody because they will fuck with you. But if you carry yourself well and they see you respectful, they generally don't bother you. And in the camp, you had guys that meet you at the door when you come through. Where's your papers? What the fuck do you mean where my papers are? They want to see what you're really in there for. They want to see if you're a snitch. They're looking for the paper to see if you're. Because there's codes in the paper to tell if you're a snitch or if you're a chomo, if you're a predator. So they look for that. So that's the first thing they ask for. Where's your papers?
Well, Joe, if someone walks in, right, are there anybody that'd be afraid of to mess with when they come there?
Well, I mean, first of all, Mike, you got no room to show fear. I'm sorry to say that you got nowhere to run in there, Mike. That's the problem. So if you show fear, they're going to sniff it out of you, and it's going to be bad.
Oh no, I'm saying if somebody they thought was really tough, would they fear them in there?
Well, I mean, tell you, and where I was, there was a whole group of people from Puerto Rico. 101 guys got indicted under this indictment, and it was all their hitmen. Their top cabinet guys, the guy that was the leader, the under guy, they were all part of this indictment for drugs, major drug ring. They all got the same amount of time. Each of them got 11 or 12 years. And there was one guy, one small little Puerto Rican guy. He was smaller than me. He's about 5'5". And let me tell you something. Every guy that was there, those 101, and we had all 100 of them between the four dorms. When he said jump, they said how high.
Wow.
This guy had so much power. It was unbelievable. And these big guys, I talked to one guy, he didn't speak too good of English. And so, but he just spoke enough to understand him. And I asked him, we was talking about what happened. He said he got the order to go whack these guys that were snitching in some cases. So he went home. He had a nice day with his wife. He took her out. He had lunch with his wife. He went home. He took a shower. He put on a real nice suit. He got all his artillery ready, his guns, his rifles, his bags, put him in the trunk of his car, and he proceeded to kiss his wife, told her he'd see her in a couple hours. He left about 7:30 at night because they told him to make sure that was done by 8:30 at night. He gets to the people's house to where he was going to kill, and as soon as he pulled up, the feds swarmed him. It was a setup. Wow. The feds knew what he was doing. So they let him go all the way through the motions when he got to the front he got to the trunk to get the bag of the guns out, they swarmed him. So they got him dead to right as a hitman going to commit murder. And he was on their orders. He's one of the hitmen for that, or for those organizations in Puerto Rico. And some of these guys were big guys, but that little guy had so much power. And grew up when he asked me, he goes, because he called me, they would, they give you nicknames in there. He's Italian, come here. They call me Chicago Italian guy. They go to Chicago, come here. He goes, I got cousins in Chicago. Where part are you from? He goes, He goes, you seem all right. You keep to yourself. You mind your own business. He says, you interested in a job? And I said, what job? He goes, first of all, how you holding on money on the books? I said, well, I don't got no one give me anything, buddy. I said, I'm here all by myself. My wife's in prison. I said, and now I was sending my wife $300 a month, but now I'm locked up. She's got nothing coming in. So I'm really worried about my wife more than anything. He goes, I tell you what, I need a lookout from 6 o'clock at night to 9 o'clock at night every day. You just sit in the day room and watch the windows, play cards, and let us know when the night guards are coming out of the office to come in here. He says, I'll give you $600 a month on your books. My family will take care of it. Give me your prison ID. And I said, well, I'd rather you just put half of that to my wife's book. Give me, like, the time I was in there. Like I said, I want actual prison time. I only did, I got there February 1st, and I went to the, so I was there all the whole month of February, the whole month of March. And then in most of April, I went to the halfway house. I was supposed to spend 58 days in the halfway house. So I was there 29 days, 31, 41, 41, 51, 51, 60 days plus, I think 20 days in 17 days in April. So I was there 76 days. So basically 3 months. He put $300 every month on my books, and all I did was sit there and when he wanted me to say it in Spanish, policia coming, because they were doing all their deals. They were bagging drugs up. They were on the cell phones, because contraband. They had all kind of so I would give them enough time to put the cell phones away. A lot of them were talking to their wives, but everything was done through Cash App. If you got Cash App, you're gold. If you got money on Cash App, you could buy anything you want in there.
Oh, God.
We had a shutdown, and there was a lot of rich people in the camp. We had a lot of white collar rich guys there, and there was a guy there that was in there because he misfiled a Social Security number on a government form. He got 6 months for misfiling, and his shtick was he got into he was very good at cracking Bitcoin. When you lose your password to Bitcoin, you lose your money. If you can't reissue it. He said something about they don't reissue passwords or something once you lose the access to your Bitcoin. He knew how to break. He had the material and the software to break into get people's fucking Bitcoins, and he made lots of money, millions of dollars. He would steal from people.
Oh, God!
And he was a white guy, a big white guy, 6'9". He was with a Colombian woman, and he lived in Miami, and he lived a very lavish life. So he liked to drink, and so he would pay $250 to $300 a night for a bottle of whiskey, top shelf whiskey, just right from the store. And he would pay this guy that was who handled the liquor in there. It was the Cubans. The Cubans had the liquor in there. So you had to go to the Cuban guy, the runner, the Cuban old man. The old man sat up on the third floor, sat in his chair all day. A real old guy. You had to give him. You would tell him, go get the Cash App from him. Call your people and send the $250 or $300 to the Cash App. When he got the okay from his people that the money was paid, and then every night he would send his younger guy wherever they had it stashed to get the booze, and then a couple guys would deliver it to the people that bought. It was a big business. Now cell phones would sell in there from 300, well 150 to 300, and iPhones were like 450 to 800.
Oh, Lord.
So
Joe?
Yeah.
Can we talk about Goodfellas?
Let's go into Goodfellas. So let's go into Goodfellas.
He has some fact and fiction, right?
Let's go, Mike. You got the lead. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Joe. What do you call it? Now, I loved hearing what you're talking about. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Good facts information because.
Well, you asked about prison, so I just wanted to give you the whole story.
Oh no! I appreciate it because, okay, with Goodfellas, okay, Michael Imperioli, who played Spider.
That's correct.
When he got shot, what happened was there was some broken glass still around and then be cleaned up. He fell and wound up being rushed to the hospital to get stitches.
Michael Imperioli played the part of the guy that was serving them at the card games, right?
Spider, yeah. Because
Spider, yeah.
He what happened was when he got shot, I don't know if it was the first time or the second time, they forgot some glass broke in real life, right? They forgot to clean it up and he landed on it. And he wound up being rushed to the hospital to get stitches.
Now, who in real life did that actually happen? Did Spider actually get shot?
Yeah, Spider was a real kid because
he got shot by Tommy DeSimone, right?
He was like a 16-year-old kid, right? He was like a transient. I hate to use that word. Like he had no family,
right?
A known family,
right?
And He was only 16, and it's a shame the mob used guys like that as coffee boys,
Right.
as errand boys,
Do
whatever.
all the dirty work.
And they had no regard for them. They
Yeah.
were dispensable. You know what I mean? The only guys that were safe, even if you were a made guy, you still weren't really safe.
Yeah.
People could do you, and an associate was a little safer than an associate was more respected than Spider.
Yeah.
And what happened was he did get in a fight with Pesci. Tommy DeSimone,
Tommy DeSimone, right.
and he shot him. And then Spider made the mistake of he had a cast on in real life
Right.
of fucking with DeSimone and fighting with him again. That was his death warrant.
Yeah, that's when he got shot. So, because the real guy we're talking about that Pesci played was Tommy DeSimone,
Oh,
who was
he
actually
he was a Mad Hatter, absolutely.
yeah, he was an oddball. He was a guy that wasn't like he did because he whacked a made guy. That's what happened. Why
He killed two of them. He killed
Billy Batts in real
and he,
life.
and he killed another guy named Foxy, who was a close friend of Gotti, right?
That's right. Gotti's the one that actually clipped Tommy DeSimone, wasn't he?
I'm not sure. They keep saying he was. I'm not
They
positive.
say that the guy that took Tommy DeSimone was Gotti, that he did the actual hit.
The thing is, what happened with the guy Foxy was, right? Tommy dated Foxy's sister, right?
Right, that's correct. That's right.
And he didn't like the idea of him dating some mafia.
She was a good kid. She was a good
wanted
kid.
her to date a civilian, a regular guy, right?
Right.
He didn't like it. Him and Foxy got in a punching fight. DeSimone rang his doorbell and shot him at point blank range when he came out of the house, right?
That's correct. And in real life, we're talking.
Oh yeah, and then Billy Batch, and then other things, and they had.
Now, Billy Batch was his real name in real life. Billy Batch, that was his real name.
Oh yeah, and the crazy thing is, Joe, right? Billy Batch died in 1970, right?
Correct.
They waited 9 years to get DeSimone in. How crazy is that? You know what that? And you know what? In real life, they'll wait to whack you if they have to. Am I right or wrong? They don't care. They'll wait it out.
Yeah, it's
the moment's right. Right.
It's funny that
right.
we're talking about this Goodfellas thing because and I'm going to tell you this, if you know exactly what I'm talking about, so you could also add this to them. Now, back in those days when everybody was up and coming, like John Gotti formed a club called the Sinatra Club.
Yeah.
Now, the Sinatra Club was a club that all five families, anybody from the five families, was allowed to be in that club, and they actually be no war. They were like all the oddballs. And Tommy DeSimone was part of that. The guy that Tommy DeSimone killed, the Foxy. These were all rejects from different families, and Gotti put together this club, and they were all misfits. And Gotti was making his bones when he did his big heist. And he used all the guys from different outfits to be part of the Sinatra Club.
Joe, it's like the United Nations of Wise Guys.
That's right. Yeah. And I got a clip to play, Mike, a little bit here for you,
nice.
and you can talk about it because I know that you got a lot of facts that you want to talk about with Goodfellas. Now, Mike, in your honest opinion, do you feel Goodfellas? Now, I've heard this from Michael Francese. I've heard it from Sammy Gravano. I've heard it from the other guy that's the guy that has the new coin thing. His name is Dominic. He was a captain in the Banana Crew.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he says that they all agree that Goodfellas was the closest to the reality of the show, with only a few things that they made Hollywood, but most of it was real on the point.
Oh, I definitely think so, because you know why? Everybody is lured in, especially young kids that are fascinated by it, that want to get in the model to get in. Everybody thinks they're all millionaires, living high off the hog.
They
weren't.
I mean?
All heavy-duty money, millionaires, right? The bottom line is, half those guys are struggling to pay the bosses, and they're not millionaires. You know what I mean,
right?
And half of them are gamblers and all money and all kinds of stuff, right? They're not all millionaires like people think.
And people got misunderstood that, according to the movies, when someone went away to prison, their families were taken care of. That's not true either.
No, you're on your own.
You were on your own. They would tell the wives, go down to the welfare line and get your kids on welfare. They
didn't want to have nothing to do with you at that point, because they just shut.
There was no honor about taking care of the wives or the kids or the gumads or anything.
You were able, because you know why I think it is? Because if you were helping, the government would find out and get on there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then they'd have all kinds of indictments against them.
That's
Maybe.
right. And I believe that because some of those, back in the day, way in the early 19th century, before they organized the commission, you had what they called mustache Pete's. That's why mustaches weren't allowed to be worn.
The old guys like
they called them mustache Pete's because they wore those big mustaches, and they were like the boss, Joe the boss of all bosses. They didn't like that the new up guys like Luciano and Lansky and guys like that. They wanted to get rid of those guys because they were squeezing so much money from the Italians that came over on the boats.
Oh yeah,
they were squeezing their own kind, and they didn't understand how an Italian could go hurt another Italian. They couldn't understand that.
They didn't understand that. Plus, Joe, they were constant blood bets in those days. They didn't care. But
the Black Hand, I heard there was a myth about the Black Hand.
Oh,
the real story I heard that the Black Hand wasn't as powerful as everybody thought he was. He played that role to make people think he was, because they said that the real reason why Vito Corleone in the movie killed the Black Hand, because he knew the truth that the Black Hand was a phony.
He knew he was a fake because
he knew he was fake. There was something that he caught a tail of the guy. He knew that the real boss that he claimed to know, he didn't know that well, but he played it really well to scare all the good Italians that came here that were honest people, and he would scare the death out of them.
Joe, you're going to get a kick out of this. When I heard this from the inside from somebody. Okay, the character Chuck Lowe, who played Maury, right, was a real tough guy in real life.
Really?
Right? He got in a fight with an actor on the set, broke the guy's nose. How crazy is that? Took the guy to the hospital. Yeah.
I would never believe that because his role, he looked like a little sissy boy, you know?
No, he was a real tough guy in real life.
Yeah. Did you ever? You know Chuck Zito?
I don't know him personally, but I talked to him like on Facebook once.
They say he was the legit deal, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because
Chuck Zito was. I heard Shuley talk about Chuck Zito. They're real good friends.
You know what's crazy? You mentioned Shuley and Zito. I met Chuck Zito years ago.
Right.
Here's what happened. Shuley had a show, the Miserable Men Show, years ago.
Right. Remember that?
And Levy was there that day. Me, Shuley, Levy, and I forgot who else. And they said Chuck Zito's coming on to be a guest. Right. I was all nervous because I knew his reputation.
I heard he was a badass.
And I said to Shuley, "Is he going to pick me and break my balls and want to kick my ass in?" And he goes, "No."
Yeah.
He goes, "He's a real tough guy. Don't even doing any of that shit to you, right?" So I get in there. He comes in. He looks me straight in the eye and shake his head like a gentleman. One of the nicest, most polite gentlemen I ever met.
Those guys that like that, the tough guys, the real tough guys, they were real nice. And they blow you away. They were sociopaths. They could go kill on a drop of a hat, but they were really nice to people.
I couldn't believe it, right? I thought he'd break my balls and fuck around with me, because he didn't know me, right? He was the exact opposite of what I thought, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with like some real mob guys, like Russell Buffalino, right?
Yeah.
From Irishman, was supposed to be a super laid back guy. He was a great neighbor and a good father and everything else. But he was a sociopath the other day.
We got a super tip, Mike. I'm going to play someone. The fans like us to play these as we come in, so I'm going to play this for them. I want them. They don't know if they leave or something, and then they don't get to see it play. So this one is from Steven Seagal, I believe that's what he called. And I believe we got.
Wait, where is Mario Bosco? We're talking about Italians and mobsters, but we don't have the tiny man-child who thinks he's the most cannoli. Io dico che è una stronzata. Hey, Big Mike, give that little figa a call and get him on stream.
Mike, I just asked you about Mario Bosco, didn't I today?
Yes.
I asked Mike. It's funny thank you for that super. That was nice of you. I asked when Mike and I got in the back of the studio. I said, Mike, let me ask you. Do you know Mario Bosco? I know. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about Mario.
Oh, what did this guy say?
He's an eccentric kind of guy, ain't he?
I couldn't see. What did he say about Mario? I'm so sorry.
Oh, you want to? Let me play it again for you, Mike. Hang on. We played again. This is from Steven Seagal. Thank you for the $6.
Wait, where is Mario Bosco? We're talking about Italians and mobsters, but we don't have the tiny man-child who thinks he's the most cannoli. Io dico che è una stronzata. Hey, Big Mike, give that little figa a call and get him on stream.
What did he say? I'm so sorry. I can't.
He's telling you. He was asking about Mario Bosco. Where's that? We're talking about mob movies and mob stuff. You call your friend Mario Bosco and get him on the stream. He's saying.
Oh, okay. I don't have his number anyway.
Yeah. But I just asked you about Mario Bosco. What kind of guy? He's a kind of an eccentric kind of a guy, huh?
Yeah, definitely. He's unique. You know?
Yeah, unique for sure. Yeah, I like him. I mean, I know he played in a couple movies, a couple
Oh,
gangster
that
movies.
he's a character for sure.
Yeah,
because-
that's what they say. How well did you were you good? Were you close with Cabby, guys like that? Did you know Cabby?
No, I never met him.
Not a great guy.
I know
Yeah.
John got in a big boxing match. That's all I know about him.
Yeah. All right. So let's get back to the Goodfellas. Now here's I'm gonna Mike. I'm play this for you so you could talk about because it's about Tommy D. Simone, which is one of the guys at Goodfellas. So this is a scene from the movie The Sinatra Club. A lot of people might not have seen this movie because it wasn't a big budget movie, but this was I just watched it the other night. So let's play it. Let's play this right now. Let's see. This is the guy that played Tommy D. Simone.
I love this movie.
Lose a lot of money.
I want to go to the
betting
scene where they're all
on
together
DraftKings
and the guys
or
you're boxing
FanDuel.
all them in the bathroom. That's what they're talking
I
about.
love
Gotti.
that.
Here's
I
the
seen it
meeting
a
now.
while ago.
No, this is not it. Let's see. I get to. This is Willie Boy Johnson was a foreman for over 20 years for the FBI.
Oh, yeah. That's why they killed him, right? Definitely.
That's why they killed him.
Grew up
And he was
misfits,
close to
orphans,
them.
and out. Why?
These are all misfits. This movie's all about misfits from all the
Oh
other
yeah,
families.
because all the you know why? Because they would never be wise guys. None of them.
Yeah,
right
this is
now.
a great movie. I recommend it for anybody to watch. So Mike can go ahead and talk about Tommy D. Here's Tommy D. Simone, the guy that he was a big problem because he whacked the made guy, Billy Bat, and
definitely,
guys
because,
like that.
Joe, I don't think any of those guys would have been made guys.
Isn't this
No.
Mario Bosco here? Isn't that Mario right there?
Yeah, I think that's him.
Yeah, get the fuck.
You guys,
I love that. I haven't seen it in a while, but I
you guys should
love
watch
that
it. It's a good movie. It's funny. It's just a good movie. So back to Mike telling us about the Goodfellas.
Joe,
and
there's
all
some
the-
more crazy things about Goodfellas. You're gonna freak you out, right? Okay, in real life, when Henry went to apologize to Paulie and ask him for money, in real life, he sent his wife Karen
That's correct.
for the money, right? Because he was terrified of what Paulie would do to him.
Yeah. And also Henry Hill did a lot of fibbing
Oh,
when
definitely.
he consulted on this movie. He wasn't according to some real guys that knew Henry very well, he wasn't so involved like they made him in the beginning
because
of the movie.
he put a lot of bullshit out there. Because, Joe, the thing is, he was he knew if he went to apologize,
Right.
he would have had 10 bullets in his head going there.
Exactly.
Because,
So
another thing, Joe, about
Yeah.
Goodfellas is, okay, that scene with
Frankie Carboni,
Carboni never happened in real life.
he was not put in they did not find him in the back of a truck hanging on the meat hook.
Carboni was based on a guy named Angelo Seppi, who was part of that crew. And they shot him and killed him in his house in Brooklyn in the mid '80s.
That's another fact that they spoofed up for Hollywood. Most of the Henry Hill stuff in Goodfellas was Hollywood, but outside of
definitely.
those couple things, the movie is probably the most legit, closest to the real Wise Guys as it was.
Oh, the Wise Guys definitely but then there's another thing that freaked me out. You know, in the scene when I introduced him, this is Joey so and so, Tommy Big, whatever. I introduced
Right in the
Wise
yeah,
Guys.
yeah,
Louis Ippolito played Fat Andy. In real life,
right.
he's one of the mafia cops that was an assassin for the mob in real life.
He was a real cop in real life
and an assassin for them.
and a dirty
hits
cop.
for them in real life. Louis Ippolito, he died a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
Him and his partner, Cara Capri. How crazy is that? They
that's
would
crazy. That's
turn
crazy.
people over and actually do hits for the mob.
Yeah, when you were telling me about this last week, when you said you don't want to do fiction versus fact, you were so knowledgeable about this movie. I knew that no movie's perfect. No, there's going to be some Hollywood in some movies. That's without
Definitely.
saying. We know that, but some of them are bad. Some of them are all Hollywood. But they say that the two top ones that were so close to reality, with a few tweaks in there for Hollywood, was Goodfellas and Casino.
Oh, definitely,
Casino
because
was pretty much on the money because they used the real guy that did all the stuff in Vegas.
Oh, definitely, because
as the guy that was on set to tell them, like Marty Scorsese when they were doing Casino, they wanted to do the New York style for the Chicago, and Frank Collada told him, we don't use that term. We don't use forget about it. We don't do that.
No, because
we call it jag-off, That's what we, and Marty didn't know that he wanted to go with the New York. It wouldn't work because that's not how we did it. And he was the real hole in the wall gang leader that broke in all the jewelry stores.
Because, and the thing is, well, I think like with accuracy with Goodfellas, all the wise guys were accurate, but they added some stuff
Yeah,
here and there.
yeah.
But one other thing, Joe, about the fun thing about Goodfellas was that the guy that played the attorney, the attorney general, I think it was
Uh-huh.
going to put Hill in the program.
Right. That was
Guy-
a real FBI agent.
That was the guy that
Played his own real life. He played his own
in real
self.
life was him. He was
Richard
cast as
something his name
himself.
was, wasn't he? He was the agent that was going to put him in the program.
Absolutely. How crazy is that?
He played in a couple movies, other movies where he played himself as the actual agent. And he was one of the guys that went on record in Chicago when he was assigned to the Chicago Task Force to say that the true men of all men was Tony Accardo. Everybody, every cop in the city of Chicago, every FBI agent respected Accardo so much. They all attended his funeral. And he said that they had so much respect for guys like him and Paul Castellano. Paul Castellano taking off the hit off, taking off he took the Donnie Brasco hit off.
That reminds me. We forgot to cover Donnie Brasco.
Right. We got about 15 minutes, Mike. We can cover a little bit of Donnie Brasco next. You got a lot of facts about Donnie Brasco, don't you?
Okay. The thing is, right, I heard Lefty was a lot different in real life. Number one.
Yes.
I heard he wasn't as much of a sad sack as they made him out to be.
He wasn't.
That he was more respected than people made him out to be in the movie.
Correct.
Because he did like 26 hits for those guys. They had to respect him and fear him somehow. Am I right or wrong, right? And I heard he looked shabby in the movie. He dressed way better. Had good
Lefty Ruggiero was his last name, right?
Good taste, yeah.
In real life, his name is Lefty Ruggiero. I think he played. They used his real name. Well, here's the real.
And the most important thing, Joe, they changed it around was Lefty didn't die and get killed like that. He died of cancer in 1994.
When he took off all his jewelry and gave his wife a kiss, or his living girlfriend, and told her he put his wallet there, he left everything behind. That really didn't happen. He was very well respected, and I'm going to show you.
He died of cancer, Joe, years later. And the thing is, the FBI actually picked him up off the street before the mob got to him. You know, right?
Yes.
And he wanted, and when he came out of jail, right? The FBI was on his ass because he wanted to kill Henry Hill still to that day, right? And they asked him what he was going to do, but that time he was a sickly old man. But talking about, that's what I was going to say, men among men. Sonny Black was the one that really got murdered.
That's correct.
Right. But the thing about him is, right, he knew he was going to die. When they called him for a meeting, he was the one that gave his jewelry, his car, everything to his bartender in the club. And he said, I'm going to a meeting. I may not come back. Right.
I got a surprise for you, Mike, because you know so much about Lefty Ruggiero. This is my surprise for you. I've got actual wiretaps of Lefty talking to Donnie Brasco. Real wiretaps for the FBI I'm going to play.
Okay, great. I love this.
And I think that this would be great. I think, let me see where it's at. Let me make sure I did that right.
But the thing is, Joe, he was a man among men because he knew he was going to die, and he went. He wasn't a punk like Hill.
No, he wasn't. Hang on, I got to do it this way. I got to go back in here and do it this way.
Okay.
Let me see how yeah, so I got it. I got actual wiretaps of Lefty. So let me go here and now. Okay, there we go. Did it come up here? Let me see. Where's my button here?
Joe, this is flowing.
Here it is. This is it. You're gonna enjoy this, Mike. This is my gift to you for today.
Oh, thank you.
Now I just got to go here. Here we go. Here we play this. This is the actual wiretaps.
You know, let me tell you something. What? This whole fucking conversation with my wife for the last 45 minutes is all based on you. What's the matter now? Hey, Donnie.
This is the real Donnie Brasco and the real Lefty Ruggiero talking on
Let me tell you something. Now listen to me carefully.
I'm listening.
Oh, you're going to listen. I had a 4.5-hour meeting about you again today.
For what?
Donnie, don't say for what.
Well, Left, you say don't say for what. How do I know? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Who else is involved? A mirror.
Well, what's this guy want? What,
want nothing. What I tell you, you son of a bitch, that you got me aggravated about this Rocky.
What about him?
Right? Rocky admitted that you made $250,000 in excess amount of money, and I was not going to bring it on my phone. I'm not bringing my phone up, and you know what I'm talking about. That you took $125,000 off him.
From where?
You say from where? Donnie, Rocky, I went at Mirror till I got in trouble. I said, another big sit down.
Now, you believe him or you believe me?
Let me tell you something. How many times did you was in Cecil's?
How many times was I in Cecil?
Yeah.
I was there like two, 3 times.
You said at the door. You told me once you were there.
No. I told you once I worked there. Told you I was there like.
I asked you a question the first time. You said at the door once, but you were there 2, 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, Rocky admitted the bosses. Yeah. I won that decision because the guy had no right to go at him, Mirror. He's on the payroll there. You know, let me tell you something, my friend. Let me tell you something. I had a big fight with Sonny over you today. It ended about half hour ago. An hour ago.
About what?
Why? Because they went to him. I told you to go to Rocky. You says no.
I didn't say no.
No, I told you to tell him to get away from that son of a bitch. Did you bring him in town?
Who?
You.
What do you mean I bring him in town?
Did you bring Rocky in town?
Oh, look.
Yeah, he come up there. Why?
You come up there. Why?
You're talking in circles. I don't know what. First, tell me what the argument was over.
Forget about. You're gonna be sent for. You're gonna be sent for. And I promise you one thing: nothing's gonna happen to you, because I stuck up for you all the way. Let me tell you another thing.
Well, who did Rocky tell that I made 120?
Anthony Mirror, that you shook him down. He's made it in fucking junk money. Hey, look, I'm fed up with this bullshit over here.
What? I didn't hear you. What?
Junk money.
Junk money?
Yeah, that's right. Rocky admitted them. Could you prove different?
What? Anything I ever did, you know about. What are you talking about, junk money?
What am I going to do with Rocky? What am I going to do with Rocky? Where I ever see Rocky outside of Miami Beach? That you cut up any money? Where ever cut any money with you in Miami Beach?
Never.
Stop it right there for a minute. You see, this is the actual tapes. He's hot, but he went to bat for. So obviously, Donnie Brasco in real life was so deep involved. He actually was almost becoming a made member.
Oh, he definitely. He was very close.
Very close. That's the real Lefty Ruggiero. Now, in the movie, they made him more like a dumb-witted guy.
No,
like
he was not
somebody
at
like
all.
he was a drinker and alcohol. He was a very sharp individual.
Oh, definitely, and the guy that's talking about Mira was named Tony Mira. He was a Roy DeMeo type.
Right.
He was
Go ahead.
psycho. Tony Mira, Brasco talked about him. He said nobody liked him in the mob. He said he was angry, hostile, unfriendly, never joked.
Yeah.
And they said he carried a knife with him all the time. This Mira was super psychopath and feared. That's what they're talking about.
And Lefty wasn't a small guy. He was kind of a tall guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, definitely. He wasn't a sad sack like they made him out to be.
Yeah.
Far from it.
Yeah. They made him out to be a scrounge. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what's crazy? Brasco, Joe Pistone,
yeah,
was Lefty's best man at his wedding. How
That's
crazy
right.
is that?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Because I knew that Lefty had died of cancer and later on in the years, but he never got sent for when they ended at the ending. That's how they made the ending. But like I said, Mike, it was a good idea to point out all the facts and the fiction.
Well, the thing is, Joe, I heard in real life too that when after Sonny Black died,
Sonny Red was a real person too, wasn't he?
Oh, definitely.
That's Bruno's father. That was Bruno's father, wasn't it?
Oh, no. This Sonny Red you're thinking about.
Yeah, Sonny Red, I mean, yeah.
Black. Here's what happened, right? Brasco called up his girlfriend after Sonny had died.
Right.
And she said, I want you to know, Donnie, that Sonny totally loves you, right?
Uh-huh.
And he had nothing against you for turning him in because he said he did his job better than we did ours.
Yeah.
How crazy he goes. He said he was good at his job and he caught us. And I'm not blaming him. I still love Donnie. That's what he said. It was so crazy.
That's true. When you get time on your own time, Mike, just put into Google. I mean, in the YouTube search, the wiretap for Donnie Brasco and Lefty. There's tons of hours of that you could really get at firsthand from their mouth when the FBI had him on wiretaps.
His voice Sounds like a real tough for them,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. But you see how Donnie Brasco was playing dumb and Lefty was getting hot with him. Come on, Donnie. Don't be, what are you telling me, you know?
You know what I'm surprised about, though, Joe, on the wiretap? That Donnie had the balls to fucking fight Lefty like that.
Yeah, he did. I mean, you know, in real life, when Joe Pistone has been interviewed quite a bit, he really had to take his family out of the country. He had to leave the bureau. There was a contract to kill him and his whole family. He had to leave the country. He left to another country for a lot of years. He just recently, I believe he just recently came back within the last few years back to the States. And I don't even think he lives here anymore. I think he's.
Well, Joe, he was still alive at the time.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would have sent Roy DeMeo after him.
Oh yeah. Well, that's another Roy DeMeo we're gonna cover one day. There's a guy we might need to take a whole show to cover because he was an interesting character.
They would have definitely, because he was still alive at the time of the Brasco thing.
Yep.
And they definitely would have sent him after him, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's true. But Paul had to take him out because that crew was getting too wild. They were being cowboys and doing things their own way, and there was too many bodies coming up, cut up all over the place.
Plus, the thing is, Roy killed that fucking vacuum cleaner kid who was a civilian.
Right, because he was all paranoid. He was all psyched out paranoid. He killed that kid, that sales kid, yeah, college kid.
And you know what I heard? I don't know how true it is, Joe. I heard Roy felt terrible about killing him.
Well, they said that it made him nuts, but he was so paranoid that because he knew he was a butcher, wasn't he? A butcher in real life?
Oh, definitely. He was worked in a butcher shop,
and that's why he butchered everybody that he killed. He cut them up just like they were a piece of meat, like a cow, and he just smashed their body all over the place.
How sick is he? He was I think he was worse than Albert Anastasia.
Albert Anastasia, he was a nut job himself because when he took over for back in the day.
Yeah, but the thing is, like Anastasia, Joe would probably just shoot you or strangle you, right?
Yes.
He wasn't hacking people up.
But he was Costello's guy back in the day. Anastasia was loyal to Costello.
Definitely.
But he wasn't loyal to Genovese. Genovese, no. he wanted him out, but he was loyal to and they wind up killing him. Who was the guy they killed in the barbershop and he still was crunched on the cigar? Which guy was that?
Him. Oh no, barbershop.
Remember the barbershop guy when they killed him when the FBI came in, he still had the cigar in his mouth.
Oh, that was Carmine Galante.
Galante, yeah, that's right. Carmine Galante, that's right. And the guy that tried to whack out Frank Costello was we all know was part of the Genovese family. Was the guy that walked around with the bathrobe telling everybody.
Oh yeah.
You know, interesting character too as well. Now they did a series, The Godfather of Harlem, and he's in that series. John, the guy that plays him is Johnny DiFront. What's his name? The actor. He played in all the.
I'd probably know if I see it. I'm not really sure.
Cop in the New York cop show SUV, the SUV unit.
Shit, I never watched. I got to watch The Godfather of Harlem.
His name John D. His name is John D. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He plays the guy, the gangster in that movie, and he was the actual guy that Bumpy Johnson. He partnered a lot with Bumpy Johnson. But he walked around Greenwich. He would go in the shower with an umbrella when the feds would show up at his door, and he'd be singing to himself in the shower with his clothes on. Yeah, he really had the FBI convinced.
I heard he did that when the FBI came looking for him.
Yeah, he walked through the Greenwich Village with a bathrobe, and he almost pulled it off until he screwed up one day, and they caught him. But
he was a mastermind.
He was the guy that tried to. They hired that Genovese hired to whack out the failed hit.
Crazy, Joe. He would have been an Emmy Award-winning actor.
And you know something? And here's the other true thing. They didn't kill him, but mostly if you go on a hit and you fail and you don't succeed, they kill you. You're automatically killed.
Of course.
And they didn't kill him. So because he was Genovese's driver. He started out.
Why didn't kill him? They probably figured he was useful for them.
Yeah, he got lucky. He did some time.
Oh, definitely.
He was a smart guy, man.
And anybody else, you're right, they would have murdered him for that.
He would have been anybody on a failed hit. It's automatically you're going to be murdered. You were killed instantly. And the other thing that we didn't cover tonight that we're going to do another day is The Sopranos.
Oh, definitely.
What two things in The Sopranos? We're going to wrap it up here. What two things in The Sopranos, Mike, would have been a no-no?
Okay, that kid Noah.
The black kid that was going out with Tony's
daughter.
Black
kid Noah. Tony's breaking his balls. And Noah never would have said to him, I'm going to punch your lights out in real life.
What would have happened in real life if he talked to a boss like that?
Tony would have put a bullet in the back of his skull in the driveway.
He would have been in the trunk of the car and on the way to fucking Yonkers, wouldn't he?
Or Tony would have put a bullet in his skull in the driveway, or he might have just sent some people out to get him instead.
He
of
would have
doing
never made it through the
own.
night.
Right.
The fact that he was black and dating his daughter was already probably not in his favor, you know.
Also, another quick thing, right? What do you call it? Christopher would have never got drunk and shot the nightclub up and shot at Tony. They would have murdered him for that.
Yeah. Yeah, very interesting. And what was the other key factor? We're going to wrap it up because I'm going to double check. We got no more super tips. Make sure we got no more super chats. Maybe we could look at a couple of chats and wrap up. But what was the other key factor in The Sopranos that would never, ever, ever would have been real in real life?
I'm trying to remember what I wrote.
Tony Soprano seeing a psychiatrist.
Oh, definitely, because he would have put
the psychiatrist would have been whacked immediately.
It would have been a death sentence for both of them.
Both of them. I don't care if he was a boss or not. Would have never happened in real life.
Never happened because you know
never would have happened.
First of all, he would have been telling. They were terrified he would have been telling all the secrets.
That's right.
Or they would have considered him weak.
Very true. Here, read this one, Mike.
Oh, what do you call it?
It's from George.
I found the picture of Mike as a mafioso good. Okay, thanks.
Mike could probably play a good mafia guy in a movie. I can see
fun.
Mike being a boss.
You never know because
you never know. I found a pic of Mike as a mafia goon. Was that something you played? A part you played somewhere, Mike?
I did things like characters like that, but not exactly. You know, like
that's from George XE2UB. Thank you for $9. And here's our friend Brent Monkhouse. He says, "Here's $2, Australian $2 for commissary." I guess he's giving us some commissary in case we go to jail.
Thank you. We'll get a bag of Fritos.
I don't know what we can buy with $2, but we appreciate it.
No,
it's expensive for commissary.
We'll split a bag of Fritos.
I don't even know if you can buy that. You know, everything's expensive there. Prison, you got a real commissary. You could buy a lot of stuff in prison. Like a 12-pack of Pepsi is about $8.
Whoa.
You could buy a case of water, bottled water, which is $10. You could buy actual summer sausage. You could buy the cooked chicken, to make fajitas in the bags. You know how you go to the store, the Publix or whatever, grocery stores, and you buy the already cooked chicken fajita meat. You can buy that.
Cigarettes there? They're not allowed.
No, cigarettes are not allowed. Contraband. They sell for $50 a pack inside there.
Wow.
A Bic lighter goes for $30. Pack of cigarettes goes for $50. A gram of cocaine goes for $300. A gram of meth goes for $300. An eighth of marijuana goes for like $150. Any type of pill goes for hundreds of dollars, and alcohol anywhere from $250 to $300 a bottle for a $20 bottle of alcohol.
Wow,
market was unbelievable. And if they close commissary, and the guys that work commissary, they rob the commissary every day. They rob it, so they pile the stuff somewhere. So when commissary shuts down, your privileges they go and they sell the stuff. An $8 12-pack of Coke goes to $50 now, if you want it. Because the guys in feds got money. Most of the inmates there in the camp got money. They're white-collar guys with a lot of money. So they'll pay anything.
Joe, it was a great show. I love this.
Yeah, it's we got a lot of stuff coming up. We got a lot of interesting stuff. Next week, I don't know, we haven't decided yet what we're going to do next week.
I'm going to give you a call tomorrow. I have an idea.
But I'm going to thank everybody. I'm going to let Mike say a little thank you to you guys. We appreciate you guys supporting us. We really do.
Thank you.
I think the show's going to be good because me and Mike we get along good. We jar good on together, and we got a lot of conversation, which I think in a lot of interesting
stories. And plus,
stories.
we do the research.
We are putting the work in. We're not being lazy here, especially me. I know I've been lazy in the past, but I really am. I really love this show, and I'm doing.
But listen, let me run, Joe.
Yep.
Everybody, all our fans and friends, have a good night. We'll see you next week.
The great Mike Machete, everybody.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you very much. And we're going to take that out with Mike leaving. Guys, thank you. We'll see you. And thank you for all the support. And we're going to go out here with, let me get rid of this here, and then we'll play the outro, and then we'll see you next week. I appreciate everybody coming and supporting us. It really means a lot to us.
I will give you a call tomorrow, Joe.
Thank you, Mike. We'll see you tomorrow, buddy.
Okay.
All right. Mike Machete, a great guy. I love working with Mike, and here's
Me
the
too,
outro.
Joe. Love working with Mr. Catalano.
I do too.
I said your name right, Catalano, right? Definitely.
Catalano, that's it. You're not a lot of people say it right the first time. You say it good, Mike. That's it. A lot of people call me Catalina.
People scrub Boschetti up. Are you kidding me?
I know that. I mean, it's spelled the way it sounds. I mean, that's exactly.
Joe, my mom's maiden name is Cianci. That's pretty easy, and they still screw that up.
I got Palombos in my family, Parancuzos, Brunos. I got so many things. But here we go, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Take care.